Hello, everybody! Back for the grand finals.
I'm just mirroring your
Yeah.
gestures. Grand finals
Grand finals, already, right?
already? Yeah, I mean, we've got
Yeah,
Pacific Pink,
already.
Bren Esports, both
Hmm.
Filipino teams.
I feel
Obviously,
like I'm intruding into your space.
it's
You
fine.
should
It's
come
fine.
here.
You've been in the entire day and yesterday as well, but, I wasn't going to
I'm
say
only just
anything.
noticing it now. So.
So we're into it now. Who do you like, Pacific Pink or Bren Esports?
Oh, this is gonna be tough, right? Like we've seen Bren, they've been playing very, very well. But of
Hmm.
course, Pacific Pink is that they're an insane juggernaut and they
Hmm.
work so well together. Like just a well-oiled machine
Hmm.
that comes plowing through your ancient.
Right.
So can Brand Esports really stop them? They will try, but
Hmm.
I don't know if they can.
Yeah, I mean, like what we saw, which is in the last game, right? We just saw sorry, Legaia, Earth Spirit, the Spectre Gill,
Hmm.
and they've started off the draft with both of those two being first phase picked. Like Spectre, usually not a first phase pick.
Yeah,
They've gone
usually no,
straight
but
out
they've
with it.
gone like it's pretty. They're proud. They're confident. Well, like here's my position 4. Here's my position 1.
Hmm. I mean, those are pretty much locked in, right?
Hmm.
So basically, it means Pacific Pink can kind of target some sort of bands. Obviously, with the
Good.
positionings, there's not some versatile hero, so to speak.
So okay, so when they review the Spectre like that,
Hmm.
you go like, hey, okay, I want to find another a lane dominator, right?
Hmm.
Or is Gil gonna go, nah, you can counter me in lane, but you can't counter me in the overall. Is that what Gil is thinking?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, also it opens it up because of the fact that like you're not going with your position 4 and 5 right away, so
Mm-hmm.
that you can kind of get something that kind of you see what their 3 and 4 are going to be. That's going to be laning up against the Spectre, meaning that you can kind of get that support that can kind of counter, hopefully counter both of those.
Right.
Um, but going in, mind you, that this is seeing as that this is a best of 3. You kind of had that one game to kind of play around with, maybe. It's not all in the sense that you're going to get eliminated right here, but obviously the second place team gets only 150 SGD versus the first place, which gets $300, which is a pretty sizable difference. But how are you going to prepare yourself? Like, what are you going to do? What are you thinking about for this pick right here?
Okay, firstly, I wanted to talk about the fact that I really like the bands coming out from Pacific Pink, the
Hmm.
Zeus and the Night Stalker here. They want to just you know, prevent giving Brand Esports that much vision
Hmm.
because with the Zeus out, with Night Stalker out as well, you just
Hmm.
get so much incredible vision and it leaves usually your vulnerable supports
Hmm.
uh in a very dangerous position here.
Yeah.
So again with the Lich one more time,
Yeah.
okay, Cat Lich, we saw that in the previous game as well. So are they
Hmm.
just replicating the draft?
I
Uh,
mean, if it ain't broke, why fix it, right? I think it fits in as well. I mean, you're going to need a position 5 because the frost armor that you
mhm.
need, and it really helps buff up that lane, which Spectre kind of suffers from, and like
Right.
really bad laning, right? But at the same time, like going back to the Zeus Night Stalker thing, I think that we've seen like Hazelia play a pretty decent Night Stalker, so
Hmm.
I think this is probably more of like a targeted ban.
Yeah.
But that said, an
I
axe pick.
I think X is that late game counter to Spectre, isn't it? Like, with the call, Blade Mail,
Mm-hmm.
it's always going to go through. And I guess Spectre, you could build a Blade Mail to prevent the damage from going through, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not what really Spectre wants to build, right? Like, you
Yeah.
never want to see your Spectre building a BKB. So,
And
mm,
also, axe just makes laning kind of miserable for Spectre.
yeah, it does. And I don't think the lane, I don't think the lane is then salvaged by Lich. Usually it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Usually it is. And
Mm-hmm.
can I just talk about how, you asked me what the next pick for Bren was, right? There was no way I would have called that they would have picked their position 5 at this point in the draft here.
That's
Like,
well, that's kind of why it was a trick question. It was a loaded question.
yeah.
There was no way you were gonna get it
Yeah.
right. So, I mean, but a Wind Ranger pick here, interesting.
Interesting.
Okay, is this gonna be? I
I'm
mean, it's probably
I'm
a.
kind of surprised that the Wind Ranger, another squishy hero, not
Mhm.
too afraid of the tiny.
Actually, Tiny is of those. I mean, the silence can kind of mess you up. Obviously, the
Yeah.
the blade mail on the axe is probably the scariest thing because if you focus fire, then you kill yourself basically,
Right.
right? So the Tiny though does have the burst and really can destroy this Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
That is actually a scary thing as a Wind Ranger player
Mhm.
myself. But a troll
But this
here
is probably going to be a mid Wind Ranger, right? Did
could
we have we
technically be
ever
an off lane.
seen?
It could technically be an off lane because you
Okay,
have the Spectre,
so
which is
you
kind of
want to
like
see a
that tanky.
Hazelia Wind Ranger here? Not
Um,
your standard offlaner again, right? Like,
but it can work. because you can kind of use your Earth Spirit as that utility guy, and as an Earth Spirit player myself, as position forward, I mean that position kind of sucks because you're forced into items, but
Yeah.
it can work, and you're versatile. That's what I'm saying, and that's the key part of drafting well is making sure that like you're putting your enemy on like their toes because they don't know exactly where this is gonna go.
Right. So, okay, so on the side of Bren Esports, like this is a bit of a question mark Wind Ranger pick for me. But I know for sure right now they'll probably be looking for a halberd carrier. Yeah, somebody who can carry a halberd and maybe even spirit vessel carrier as well. So
Both of those right now is on the onus is on the Earth Spirit.
yeah, the Earth Spirit. But again, if he's in position 4, you know, you can't expect him to be getting like 2 pretty large items,
That's true.
right?
That's true.
And he's not a farming sort of hero at all. He can't, you know, flash farm really fast or anything. So that's also a problem.
Yeah. So I mean, but then why else would you pick the win rate? Like I feel like if you're gonna pick your mid that early and give it away, I mean they have last pick here, so we'll find out shortly what Bren Esports is kind of thinking, and then just put all the puzzle pieces together and figure out what this picture is all about. But it's weird because Pacific Pink had actually assumed that this was going to be the mid because the Pugna and like the Viper, which is kind of like both
mid heroes, right? Yeah. Oh, they could be mid and off lane, right? Yes. Yeah, so.
Could be. And there we go.
Spirit.
So it is an offlane Wind Ranger.
It is an offlane Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
Hazelio, yeah, it's a Hazelio offlane Wind Ranger. So interestingly, also, they picked an Ember into a Grimstroke here. That's
not the best.
It's not the best right here. So she's got to be very careful about the Soulbind, even Call as well, right? So like Call and an Ember Spirit, it's basically the setup for everything else. To Call into a Silence, into an Aether Remnant.
But it's Bren Esports is like the synergy of their team is to just go hit and run, right? Just be as quick as possible. You got your Haunt in, you got your Earth Spirit to just initiate, magnetize everything, and just kind of create havoc. And then you got the Ember and the Wind Rangers from the sides just kind of going in, bursting and getting out. Because if you're going to sustain and you're going to group up, you're going to play to his strengths, and obviously he's going to get those perfect calls or whatever if it's like 3 or 4 melee, right? In this case, they've kind of spread it around.
3 melee and 3 range and 1 melee. So.
Yeah, it could potentially been more if Helia was, you know, playing like a traditional offlaner, right? Something that was a little bit more melee oriented, but it comes back to the fact that you're saying about, you know, the vessel, you know, the halberd, all of these utility items are still relevant and they need to be bought, but who's going to buy it at the end?
Who's going to get them,
Yeah, and we're going to have to find out in the game. This is game 1.
But what I do like about Bren Esports' draft is that they can actually survive as 4, while Spectre is farming away here.
Yeah.
So this is a good, like, you know, they've got good team fight, good physical, magical damage as well, and good control as well. So all they need is that extra oomph from the Spectre to haunt in and, you know, get that kill and then go back to farming again.
All right, we know the draft. This is the first game of the grand finals of the FSL Open 2. Who do you like just in this game, not overall?
Draft alone, or do you asking me, like, personally?
Well, let's take those questions one at a time. All right, overall,
like,
who do you think is going to win without looking at this draft? Yeah.
Without looking at the draft, I like fast-paced games. I like Pacific Pink, and I like the way like they close out the game so efficiently. Like just now we remember we talked about the average game time, right?
Yep.
About being at 25 minutes. Well, they just improved their average, you know, because they ended the previous game in 23 minutes. So I'm looking forward to that fast-paced game. And similarly, again to Mariposa, I think Bren Esports may not be able to hold the game late enough for the Spectre.
Okay.
Unless the Spectre decides that, okay, you know what, I want to get involved. I want to go for something like Drums Diffusal or Drums Manta or something like that to get involved in the fights. Then maybe, perhaps if Spectre wants to take the game to Pacific Pink, it could be interesting.
Like, for me, I feel like these are all comfort heroes. I think Gil is very comfortable on the Spectre. Legaia plays an amazing Earth Spirit. I think that these are players that know what their strengths are going in. I think that they've definitely had some team. They've been playing together for more than a year, or about a year now. And so, like, while overall I feel like Pacific Pink is definitely the stronger team and they'll probably win out, but I feel like in this draft alone, I really like what Bren Esports is going to do, and I think they take game 1.
Oh, okay. All right. Game 1. Let's see. Pacific Pink, they haven't dropped the game yet, right? Have they?
I don't think they have.
I don't think they have. Completely
undefeated.
undefeated.
Yeah, but okay. The reason why I'm going with this is because of the fact that I feel like Pacific Pink, while they do have the silence from Grimstroke, the toss, avalanche, all that goodness from the tiny, I feel like they don't have enough catch to deal with an Ember and a Wind Ranger,
Right. So
right?
very,
And
very
plus,
elusive heroes.
yeah, and Earth Spirit's kind of elusive himself. So you have like all of these different options that are literally just going to create chaos, and then put a Haunt inside all of this with like a Chain Frost. I feel like this could be just a really tough game. But again, it's going to come down to the laning. Make sure that they start off strong. But we're about to go, and this game is going to be underway. Although they did say go when ready, and they did not start it, so I'm a little disappointed.
No, but when ready, not go. Just a when ready.
No, but the
Now
go is in the
they're ready.
front. It's like, hey, if
so
they want it to be like
ready
when ready,
go.
go. You know what I mean? Like you could, you know what I mean? Like you would change the order of it.
It's too many words, man. It's too many words.
No, you can use the same acronym. Like instead of GWR, you would do
ready when
WRG.
go. Ready go when.
Duh. Duh. All right, so for the record, these are both Filipino teams. There might be some trash talking, hopefully, but we might need a translator at the same time.
Oh, look at that. And then getting beaten down. She's got slowed with the thing. It looks like to be first blood going the way of Bren Esports.
That's a good start.
That's
I mean,
a good start.
Starting with the triple. This is what I was talking about, right? They're definitely in their comfort zone. They know what's going on. They know the length of their heroes. Like they literally just play this game and they just roll that last team, Team Aquila. So they know how to play this.
For sure. Well, it's just a start, so we'll see how this lane goes because well, the fact is that X is meant to kind of dumpster this lane, right?
Yeah, but that's why the Earth Spirit stuck around. I mean, he's still there. Nice rolling.
Stuck around. They're gonna be bullying NM. They know that if you
Frost
know
armor?
NM, the Frost
no,
again.
sorry.
No, the Frost blast one more time. Gonna slow NM. She's gonna pop the Fairy Fire, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. KJ with the Avalanche, but not in time to save the Axe from the second death of the game. And now the Axe is gonna have to walk all the way back to lane.
Yeah, this is the perfect time for Ligaya. She's done her job. She can TP, and she's gonna go right to the bottom lane.
Wow. And KJ gets some XP here, right? Like
Yeah.
KJ doing a Yapso and being like, my lane now.
But with no mana, I mean, yeah, Brown Boots was definitely not in position to save the Axe.
2 clarities.
Yeah.
Grimstroke dropping very low here, but I think Ligaya with making the moves, not able to get a kill into Naomi, so Naomi will be just fine.
It's gonna salve up on the Grimstroke right there. It's gonna
No,
walk into
the
the
walk
Earth
back
Spirit.
in. Oh, no.
Surprise!
Oh, that's 110 gold wasted. Oof.
Man, this Earth Spirit's got a ton of tangos. Because again, like usually position 4 will go like Tango Brown Boots, but I actually like the way that this Earth Spirit's played, Ligaya, in the sense that her itemization is straight up regen. Yeah, very aggressive. It's got even the clarity on top of this. I like it. I like it. And the Grimstroke is getting zoned out, even though Grimstroke is level 2.
Interrupting the pool again, Ligaya, but she's got to get some levels of her own. This gets slowed down, but has a couple of tangos to chew through still, so she's fine. Ember versus Void Spirit here. How does this matchup go for Ember versus Void Spirit versus his brother?
I think it's kind of like a race to 6. I think at the end of the day, it's definitely something because like they both have like
11 last hits, right? Super close.
Yeah, I mean Miri has so many different ways to just kind of be elusive and make things life difficult. Jaina just needs to kind of just make sure that she's sustained, she stays on par in terms of levels. Yeah, and Flame Guard's going to be used now, just kind of zone, but the shield is there. Like again, it's kind of a like, the Remnant.
The Remnant. But she does have Flame Guard on, so she's not too worried about it.
Yeah, but that level 1 Flame Guard, or sorry, it's level 2 now, but not really absorbing a lot of damage.
NM trying to cut the wave, gets slowed down, but we'll put the Battle Hunger onto Cat. Cat is gonna try to survive. She's fine. It's just that, NM kidnapping the creep wave. Will she go to the camp here? No, the camp's actually blocked very nicely by the Lich, and so yeah, no more extra EXP. NM will just have to farm this.
Right, and I mean, Axe is actually a level behind the Spectre, but you see just how strong Axe is against the Spectre,
it is,
right?
Yeah.
He gave up 2 kid deaths already, and yeah, is able to still bully both out, both of the.
Okay, so Gil getting a little bit bullied, but I think she'll be eventually just fine. Cat could just stack the jungle a little bit more for the Spectre. There's something actually I just realized we haven't really seen too much. It's the stacking from the supports, in spite of the fact that the bounty has actually gone up for stacks, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely worth it, but I think that right now, like, Lish is trying to stick around just in the event that, like,
Yeah.
to protect the Spectre, and then to also, well, you gotta support in the lane, because Spectre is just so weak early, and like this is obviously the weakest part of her game is the laning. So
But I think once she hits like 5, I think she's pretty much okay. Oh, okay. The Avalanche here, they're gonna try to go and toss back Cat right now. She doesn't quite have mana, no stick charges either. Now has the Frost Shield, also have a Salve. But I don't think to be able to turn to make a kill here. The TP in from Gaia, the roll forward. It connects onto NM. Is this going to be her third death of the game right there? Run more, right click here, one more. Come on. Come on, NM is kind of tanky, but not tanky enough.
That was a really nice TP by
Gaia. Of the game.
Just the timing of that. Like, it just, they were slightly aggressive. They were going to look to turn it up and just make, you know, Spectre's life miserable. And just right when that happened, like that toss happened, things are on cooldown, right? So you have less stuns to kind of deal with. I mean, KJ is really not able to do too much in terms of protecting the Axe there. But that was a perfect TP by Gaia, getting that roll in, which is just really on point. And that's a third death very early for the Axe.
Punishing this Axe when the Axe is meant to punish the Spectre, huh? So the lane going very, very well for Gil. I think Gil feels very, very loved as a Spectre right now. Like, you know, oh, support's taking care of me.
But another thing is that Jill, like, the dagger actually slowed down both of the heroes, letting the Lich get away. That was actually key.
That was super key. I thought for sure that Lich was dead there, actually.
Yeah. And then she got the Frost Armor on, and that just further slowed him down, and there was no way that they were going to catch the Lich. So she got away just because of that. One thing I'm not a huge fan of is position 5 going full wand
Straight
first.
wand, right? Yeah.
I think you go brown boots first, but she's probably got that on the way.
Nice, but not on you, right?
Yeah,
like,
not really relevant now. You need the movement speed, especially when you're getting hungered like that.
Against an Axe, right? Let's see.
Both level 6 in the mid lane.
Void Spirit pulling slightly ahead, but not too significant yet. Let's see what Gaia has. You know, she seems to be the one making the moves around the map, and let's see if she can do anything to deal with this Void Spirit, who's very, very elusive. And oh, okay, bot lane actually getting a kill onto Hazelia here, with actually Tiny making their rotation in. And I guess it was probably a bout of Tiny Airlines, and yeah, toss Avalanche, stroke of Fate Inkswell. Here. Yep, nothing much she can really do against the Magic Burst, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's going to be a... Jaina, very, very low.
They don't see her. She's hiding in the tree. She will TP out and be just fine.
KJ playing like a scary Tiny. This is like the roaming 4 that could potentially, like... I mean, there's a DD on Void.
DD, right?
But, I mean, this is like a full, almost practically full health, you know, Ember. So they do need to be careful. The Remnant! Oh.
Very nice sidestep.
Yeah, getting the safety Remnant in the back, just in case. But where's Earth Spirit? Like, this is where the action should happen. She's like been in through all of the kills.
and Tiny, right? Ones we should be looking at here.
Yeah. But again, you click on the Earth Spirit. Doesn't actually have a wand? Or okay, now it
does have to complete the magic wand actually.
She went full wand before the brown boots though.
Okay, I bet she has the brown boots in the end, I guess. Wait. Cat is just denying her own sentry here because she doesn't want to block the camp anymore.
Yeah. Oh.
KJ. Tranquils. Super fast, super strong, but does have the help of the Gaia in the area. And now level 5. Roll forward again with the slow, beautiful, the
nice
fear
kick.
back, a nice kick into 2 of them. The call is onto the Spectre alone. Mary is here. She gets a beautiful resonant pulse onto 2. The Horn goes forward. It looks like the Lich might be the first to drop. Yes, gets slammed down, but will he get KJ in return?
The dagger.
Yes, the dagger. It goes the way of Spectre. And the Gaia now, she's got to roll away, so she's going to be just fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 1-for-1, position 4 for position 5. So obviously the team that killed the position 4 is up. Bren Esports, that is. But that was actually a nice rotation by Void Spirit. That could have gone disastrously if he didn't go.
But I think Spectre has gone past that, you know, that difficult laning phase. And I think it wasn't as big a problem as we thought it would be because they really, took care of the Spectre. They tried in for a while to ensure that the Spectre got past the difficult level, you know, at least level 3, and then...
I mean, like, obviously getting the first 3 kills.
Ooh, they get the kill on the Ember Spirit, actually.
Oh, and the BM, the tips are starting to come out. This is what I'm talking about. These teams are very familiar with one another. So they're gonna go after each other. This is what it's been. It's not all about the all chat right now, but the BM tips, they're starting out strong.
Yeah. 3-man gang at mid here, just for that Ember Spirit.
Right.
Pacific Pink, they get themselves onto the scoreboard. And yeah, I mean, even though NM has died quite a bit, she is an Axe and she can obviously, you know, go to the jungle, recover a little bit. And all this while, okay, you look at this Troll Warlord again, quietly farming here, but
Nice
oh
shackle.
no, the shackle onto the trees. She pops the ult though, and then she's
Gotta
going to
back
take
up.
down. Actually, in the end, she doesn't quite see Jaina, but the stun,
Oh,
it
the
catches
H-well.
on the two. No, okay, she got. Jaina lives on a sliver of HP, and they take down the Troll Warlord. I talk so much. Okay, I can't compliment
They're
the
gonna
troll,
run
you know,
back.
I can't
Where's
compliment-
Halzelia going?
Halzelia?
Oh, they were trying to Delta split and just be like, oh, just take one of us.
But
With
oh
the remnant.
no, they're gonna go for a Mary now on a killing spree, having killed the two of them. Yes, they take the troll, but they will take a position 3 and 4 at the same time.
I mean, it's worth it, obviously, killing the troll. But honestly, once he ulted and then he had Inkswell on him, everybody should have backed off. And then, you know, it seemed like they were kind of slow to react on that one for some reason. And then at the very, very end, Ember and then, you know, the Earth Spirit, they Delta split. You know, the Wind Ranger went bottom as well, just sacrificing herself, trying to attract attention. But they weren't going to fall for that, and they ended up getting the Earth Spirit as well.
Timely Inviscerate from Jaina, by the way.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Cat, you don't want to be fighting the level 9 Void Spirit. But
Wind Ranger's here.
Halzelia, she's here, she gets the shackle. Cat, turn around, you do have a blast? No, you don't. On the other side, actually, it is, it's Naomi who goes down to Jaina and Ligaya.
Right. And this is probably the first time, the first 10 minutes, where Pacific Pink have really been challenged.
Yeah,
right?
they have been definitely challenged, and
But, like, yes, kill-wise, they lost the first 3 or whatever, but if we're talking about net worth alone, Pacific Pink is actually up right now.
yeah, they're 3k net worth lead ahead. And in spite of the fact that top lane lost, I would say top lane was pretty much, it's a hard loss, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, oh,
They
okay,
also step
but
forward.
Ligaya, taunt and
The remnants.
Power shot, not gonna quite connect.
Yeah.
3 people in mid, yeah.
Right. The guy just got the tomb. I mean, it's really night and day with Earth Spirit being level 5 versus level 6.
Yep.
So, but it's going to be kind of hard to kind of deal with the mobility of Miri and Void Spirit, just because, like, how are you going to lock this guy down? You got to get perfect roll-ins,
Perfect
the
silencers.
chains, the
I
shackles,
think the
everything's got to be on
silencers,
point.
yeah. But Void Spirit's gonna be getting a Yule Scepter, so you only got the shackle to counter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't rely on the silence anymore. Oh, Ligaya, they're gonna try to go onto KJ. Tiny Airlines goes up, goes down. Ligaya, will she be able to get out of this? She does get the magnetize off, and it's gonna take down a Tiny. That's kind of nice, but can they actually follow up and kill Mary? I
Don't think so.
highly doubt so.
We're going to continue. This Spectre's
Yeah, but
really going hard for the Grim.
chasing, going for the Grim. Oh no, the call! It's gonna stop, and she's right under the tower. Now Gil with Battle Hunger as well.
Should be
Nothing,
fine.
she'll be fine actually. She's gonna be able to get out there. Holy crap, that looked too close for comfort.
I mean, it was so close, but
It
that
was
call was
super
so timely.
Hog call from NM.
But nice quick reaction in the sense that, like, oh, this is going to be bad. They just called me, but they have no stuns. I can TP on out, and Gil gets out of there.
Spectre's going for the drums. Has it already.
Good.
Troll's going for the Yasha. The SNY build, I suppose.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, SNY build.
Sherry just likes to farm. She likes to be low-key until she just gets that super fat. And
Yeah,
oh,
okay, no,
NM, stealing
guys.
farm. It's like, you get the Ancients. I'm going to take
I
this.
mean, to be fair, she does have the Iron Talent, right? So that works on Ancients too, so.
Yeah, but...
This nice ward actually, spotting them, you know, doing their farm, so they know they have 2 cores on this side of the map.
Oh, that
And
the
Spectre is
T1 mid.
most definitely free to farm here. Halzelia, okay, she gets to the shackle actually from the Ember Spirit, but he gets silenced up immediately. Soulbound
Soulbound.
as well. Can they take down
Silence?
Mary? No, Mary's gonna dissimulate away into this right here. Can they actually no, they can't catch Mary anything. Oh no, they lose the tower. So many people rotate in.
Actually, that was a really nice shackle, but the thing is that the rolling boulder plus the silence were actually on top of one another, so that
they stacked.
once Void had like a small gap, he was able to just kind of pulse away and just kind of astral step. But
In the meantime,
Oh, you
no,
didn't get the
no,
last
the
hit.
last of the tower. She went for the deny, and then
Gil,
she
you have one job. You literally have one
just
job.
lasted the tower. No pressure.
Small mistakes. Hopefully they don't add up because they really need as much farm as possible, especially early.
Yeah, there is space for the Spectre, right? But unfortunately, the Haunt did not result in a kill previously, so I don't know how. Okay, and now anyway, if you look at Pacific Pink, they're grouping up. They want to go for this top tower. They're even bringing in the troll actually. And there's only
Okay,
Hazelia here. Now Avalanche, Candy get the toss back. No, Wind run too quickly away. She wants to turn. She gets the shackle onto nothing. So, but well, you know, Pacific Pink, they're all here. They want to beat down on this tier 2 here. That's the call. All 5 heroes at top lane, by the way. Hazelia's the only one here. Oh no, the go forward. The setup Yules here. Okay, now Ligaya is here. She does get a very nice 2-man silence here, but it looks like Hazelia's in the world of hurt. She goes up, goes down. Tiny Airlines, thank you for flying with us. We're out of here. And
I mean, Lich not being level 6, right there, that would have been the perfect chain frost.
Right.
But another thing to note is that Pacific Pink realizing that their draft is really not the late game. They don't want Spectre to go, you know, they don't want to have to deal with the Spectre late game. So they're actually pushing towers, and they're focusing on this T2, again, being very systematic.
It's a 14-minute tier 2.
Very quick. And that's going to open up outposts, obviously, and this is where
the jungle from the Spectre.
it's pretty massive. And Spectre has to go bottom just to get any sort of farm.
Oh, man. Oh, okay, going in forward, they're gonna catch out. Oh no, it's the Ember Spirit who's been bound again and taken down immediately. The Haunt isn't really gonna do too much. I don't know. Naomi, okay, and Naomi at the very least, she's gonna go down. But Earth Spirit too gets slammed down by the axe, and now they've caught the Spectre. The Remnant is kind of nice, but now NM, she's going ham in the back line, so she's gonna take down Cat as well. Hazelia not able to do anything too much. Oh no, it's all falling apart for Bren Esports right now. Oh, the call, the taunt, the Yule setup right now. Only Spectre will live to tell the tale.
That was, okay, it was a bad fight because of the fact that, like, yeah, they didn't have all 5 heroes at the same time. Secondly, the Lich is not even level 6. I don't really think you want to take a team fight without being level 6 for Lich. Like, that will kind of change things up, but right now, they're kind of all over the place. Ember, you know, Earth Spirit dying that early really made it rough to even continue fighting, and at that point, like, the Wind Ranger Lich Spectre should not have even been there.
I mean, this is the issue, right? When you pick the Ember Spirit into the Grimstroke, you're like, oh my goodness, that's a wonderful target for me to soul buy into anybody. And similarly, in the sense, you know, Ember is always going to be in the fray itself with the Earth Spirit and the Spectre.
There's a lot.
So easy to bind to anybody.
Yeah, and another thing is that they were going up into the high ground kind of blind. They didn't really know where everybody was.
Yeah.
And so that's super dangerous. That's another reason for them to not go in. They need to be a little bit more careful, and they're kind of throwing like a little bit of a lead. I mean, well, they were losing.
No, I don't think they did really have a lead actually, but they did not suffer in the laning stage as much as we thought they would.
But like just with that one kill, and out of the laning phase, they were up 3K, and now they're up to 8K. Right? So, like, you can't be taking these bad fights.
The scoreline doesn't look like it, though.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And it didn't feel like that, especially early.
No,
but, you know,
it didn't feel like it. And with the guy making all those moves, it seems like, oh, no, now they're going to... Oh, a beautiful setup, actually, with the Ink Spell onto Mary, using both Astro Steps to actually move forward, but she will not find anybody in the trees.
Yeah, Lich still level 5 at 16 minutes. You know, this is really coming back to her. She's got to stand around
and get some levels, man.
Like, they gotta, like, Ligaia's gotta get out of there. Just let her get level 6.
Yeah, that's right. Just
I mean,
give
she's
her
close.
the 6, right? Okay, they find the Grimstroke again. The bind, don't stand near her. Okay, right now, oh no, the toss into the call itself. There's too much control coming out from the side of Pacific Pink. They get
not the roll in.
No,
Why
I
would
don't think
you
you want to roll in.
go?
No, they finally get the Chain Frost out. It's kind of nice, but it's not bouncing to the right heroes anymore. KJ, whoa, okay, she blinks forward. The Chain Frost has to go for it, and now Lich is going to be sent to the death. They don't care about the Chain Frost.
So here's the thing, is that if you're starting to lose the game, this is when you need like a timeout in any other sport, right? You need to just kind of like, hey, settle down. Are we strong enough to fight? Should we be fighting? And at this point, they should be like, no, we need to just stick to our plan. Let Spectre get to late game and not force the issue. Once the Ember was dead, there was no reason for the Earth Spirit to continue fighting. They are not strong enough to do this.
Okay, look at that. Carries versus the carries. Gil would just back herself out of this. She probably knows that she could maybe take Sherry without her out.
Yeah, but like right now, Jill just needs to just not fight anyone. Just needs to be passive. Just needs to consistently farm. Get some sort of big item so that she can get into the fight. Right now, they're fighting without her, but they're kind of falling apart at the seams right now.
Okay, so Ember Spirit still opting to go for a Maelstrom instead, knowing that nothing is really going to stop that. Soulbind, other than, well, just don't get soulbind. So just don't get soulbound.
Yeah, I mean, you're forcing a lot more magic damage. Maybe that means that Hazelia will probably go more of like a right-click build, so you can kind of
Yeah,
just
she's
balance
got
that out.
the MKB. She's going straight for
Yeah,
the MKB.
yeah.
Has the Blitz Knuckles and the Javelin already.
So yeah, so it's perfect, right? Because if you both go like a right-click, it's easier to counter. You can itemize against that. But if you're gonna go with like, some Maelstrom, some magic damage, some
Yep.
physical, then you're kind of like diversifying your portfolio, so to speak.
Blink Dagger already on the Tiny, and that's going to be a hell of an initiation, right? Because the Axe and the Tiny can both go in at the same time. And Ligaya, her efficacy she seems to have reached her max efficacy. Like she's getting off these stuns, these silencers, but not enough anymore.
One thing that scares me is that this is why I don't like going up against the Tiny. And like the Axe is definitely there, and the Troll. These
Right.
guys are very, very tanky. And so they can kind of survive the magnetize, and even if you increase the duration, like generally speaking, you want to be going up against casters that you can kind of just blow up quickly and just
Right.
end it, right? But they haven't been able to do that because Bren Esports doesn't really have the items, like, or Ember doesn't really have anything right now. Wind Rangers is still a ways away from getting, to that next level, so to
Right.
speak. And the Lich not even being level 6, you're kind of lacking a lot of that burst damage.
Okay, now that Lich is finally level 6, though,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps they wait for the Chain Frost and Haunt, and they try to make a play around here. Is that what they go for here?
It's rough right
It's
now
really
because you're
hard.
so far behind, and it's 18. Like right now, what you need to do is start extending the game. Okay, so you need to figure out ways to create space in other lanes, try to push things out, make sure that Spectre can safely farm from afar, get some good wards up and vision so that she's never really vulnerable. And then, you know what I mean? Like maybe she can just dagger away or whatever, but it's not easy at this stage. So you need to kind of just make sure that you have some good vision probably in the bottom at this point.
Okay, good vision in the bottom. And I mean that is also the only tower they've managed to take, right? The tier 1 there. So she can probably try pushing her advantage in that lane. But yeah, you definitely need what you mentioned, a safe ward, right? For somewhere in the jungle here to spot for rotations.
I mean, Pacific Pink just saw that, Jill was
Spectre was
in
farming.
the top lane. Yeah, so Spectre just chilling in the trees. Not sure if it's a number 1 or number 2 out there, but she's there, and she's going to safely be there waiting for the TP to just come off cooldown.
Okay, I think she'll be fine. Looks like it's going to be a fight breaking out here. Oh no, they found the Gaia down there. She's got the frost shield onto her. They're going to control up KJ right now. Chain Frost is doing a lot of damage, but unfortunately, Lich and the Elf Spirit, they already gone down. Tiny also has gone down already, but again, you know what? The Soulbind is onto the Wind Ranger as well as the Ember. At least the Ember this time is able to dash away. Finally seen the use of the Remnant, but the Yule Scepter is just beautiful setup for the call. Taken down again, 4 for 1. Tiny's going to be very happy about that.
Just the whole synergy with their lineup and just how they play it with like the Inkswell right onto the Axe right before he blinks in, gets the, you know what I mean? He lets the Inkswell happen, the stuns there, and then right on top of that, he's got the call. So he's like stacking the stuns perfectly and making sure that Ember is completely locked down. And so they're really showing that, hey, you can just kind of, you try to last pick the Ember, but we know how to beat it.
Yeah, we know how to beat it. And for, finally, that was the only fight that I've seen Ember do a Remnant. I haven't actually seen the Remnant go off in a fight itself.
Right. And another thing they Bren Esports needs to do is that realize that, hey, we're not strong enough yet. We don't have the items. We don't have anything. Why are we forcing the issue? Why are we trying to get fights? Because
do you just throw bodies
exactly,
at them
because Pacific
to
Pink
give-
is like literally grouping up as a 5 and they're moving as a team.
But I don't know, you throw bodies to just give Spectre that time. Does it work that way?
It does not. It does
no,
not.
it does not work that way.
Right? Like, if anything, if you're going to look to take a fight, maybe you do a smoke. Maybe you find somebody in the end. You get like a pick off or whatever, right? Or you can look to bait things out. Like have like, Ember kind of up afar, but he's got a remnant in the back safely. Just some ways to kind of keep yourself in there so that you're providing space for your Spectre, pushing out a lane, trying to fix things out. And again, it's all about the Spectre just trying to get something going.
She is. She's been pushing this bot lane real hard, trying to force a response out of Pacific Pink, but they responded by taking Roshan, of course, the standard again, pushing this lane while Mr. Roshan is being taken.
Yeah, and they've grouped, and they're looking to take at least the mid racks.
tower.
No, they're not going to actually go up. Okay.
No, they're not going to go. Okay, so they
TP's are
TP
coming.
back, actually. Skill?
Ooh.
No, you've got to Okay, very good.
Okay.
Holy crap,
Yeah.
the dagger into the tree, she's out. All right.
But this
That
is
is the response?
yeah. Well, I mean, but this is the right response, right? Because two teams, two high-level teams playing it properly in the sense that Bren Esports, they're about to get siege. What do? They actually push out the other lanes, make sure it's super difficult for them to do it because, again, they don't want to take any structure damage while they're trying to siege it. And this is why fixing the lanes is so very important when you're looking to siege high ground.
But now Inspector, unfortunately, having TP'd back, she's going to have to slowly walk back out to get the farm again, and that's the dangerous bit, isn't it? She doesn't know where it's warded. The team has tried to deward, I guess, here.
Yeah.
Send, like, sentries here. But this is the questionable part of the map, right? Like, you don't know where you want to be at. Ligaya is, has been sitting in the trees, taking a lot of EXP, trying to get a Yule Scepter up. They walk by here.
Still a ways away.
Still a ways away. Yeah, Spectre will show with Ligaya in the top lane actually. Can they get this tower with the siege card? Maybe. Friends, I mean, they do have friends in the neighborhood, but of course, they have friends knocking at their bot tower here. So they're going to trade a tier 1 for a tier 2, but this is really all they can get right now.
I mean, yeah, they really can't fight until they're even high ground. So you got to take what the enemy team will give you right now. And that happens to be just a T1 top, which is fine, which is great for Spectre to just kind of create some space. Somebody needs to react to this, right? When somebody TP's back, that's the time to find some sort of pick off. And it looks like actually Pacific Pink are kind of faking like they're going to go defend it, but they actually stick around.
Right. I think Spectre should still afford to farm here, right? Like, still just keep pushing up the lanes, cut the creeps. There's a wave here mid, but she can probably still afford to cut waves and haunt in if need be, but she needs to maximize the amount of time that she is spending outside on the map and not cooped up in base.
Right. And Naomi there actually showed faced with that creep, just, the dying creep actually gave a little bit of vision to that.
Spectre should feel safe right now.
She should be fine, but she, again, needs to cut the creeps, make sure that there's nothing coming further. And once things disappear like this is the time you're like, oh shit.
Oh, okay,
time to get out of here.
Spectre, get out of there.
That's actually a really scary place to farm.
But the thing is that they just saw her, I think. They see this ward is going to spot her. They blink in from the NM. Yeah, they found the Spectre, the taunt. It goes forward. Spectre, she's been caught outside with her pants down. And now they're going to initiate. They found again. That's the Wind Ranger and the Lich this time, so it's not too bad. Ember, she's going to be able to try to do something. But no, it's Hazelia who's immediately taken down. And Lich as well, not able to do anything too much. Where is the Ember Spirit actually? The Ember Spirit has come back. Is she going to be able to do anything much now? Okay, now it's the Troll Warlord just going ham. They do manage to take down NM right under the tier 4s, but Sherry, she's going crazy. She is actually out healing this, but I'm not sure. She does have the Aegis right now. She's going to die under the tower probably. Oh no, under the tier 4s. Pacific Pink throwing a little bit, but this is going to give Bren Esports, a sliver of hope right now.
Yeah.
And having lost that Aegis as well as...
get out!
Oh, but there was a couple of buybacks coming out actually from the side of Bren Esports, but I think
there were 3 buybacks. Yeah, Spectre, Earth Spirit, and Wind
bought
Ranger.
Back. I know Wind Ranger and the Earth Spirit bought back, but
yeah. And
wait,
so,
why
okay,
didn't I see my buybacks?
while that seemed like a throw, this is the type of thing that happens in SEA. In the sense that this is a best of 3. They realize that. These two teams are very familiar with one another. This is a kind of like almost like a taunt, right? It's like, we're beating you so much, we don't care. We can throw things. Right? Because this will get in your psyche for game 2 and 3.
Yeah,
potentially,
it will.
right?
Oh, right. That's going to be game 2 and 3. So this is part of the long con here. I mean, they're going for the long term, right?
Yeah. So it's like they're completely fine, Pacific Pink that is, and the fact that like we forced 3 buybacks, and yeah, you got a team wipe or whatever, you killed Aegis, but this is disrespect for me. You know what I mean? From me to you, getting your, you know what I mean? Like, when you're playing sports or whatever, this is like the little trash talk thing that you see, the little nudges, the little, like, the things that will mentally affect you.
Break you down, and yeah, completely agree. And with those 3 buybacks, especially with the Spectre buying back, oh no, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
That's gotta hurt.
I mean, it's going to put her further behind. Obviously, she's just got Manta drums.
Yeah.
She's still a ways away, but...
She's going for the Basher first. Do you like that item?
Yeah, I mean, you need some sort of lockdown for this Void Spirit. I think at the end of the day, Miri's just been on point. Like, she's been so elusive, doing so much damage, just being, like, really annoying, like any Void Spirit. Like, this is how Ember should be, right? In the sense that it's like in and out, doing a lot of damage, getting out when they need to.
They found the Spectre. Same spot again. Unfortunately, Spectre, you haven't learned your lesson. And remember that she has no buyback. She bought back already. She's going to Manta her way out. Oh, and she baits out. Okay, the stun in the end. She's going to take down the Lich. So they're going in back of her. They take down Mary.
Yeah,
and
that was
Tiny as well on the back line. So
just
can they go for more? They're chasing for more here. Naomi, she might be caught up
Roll
in
in.
the roll forward. It catches onto Naomi. But the troll, is she ready to fight? She does have the ultimate. So no, she's just going to leave Naomi for dead. And wow.
That was like the Frost Armor and the Chain Frost just doing a lot of work, allowed the Spectre to just barely get out. But mind you, like her itemization, this is why Manta is so good on Spectre, right? It just let her be just tanky enough to survive that, get on out, and then she still has Haunt. So not only are they looking to take this T1 mid, but you know, worst case scenario, Spectre can haunt in.
Big signs of life from Bren Esports, and they take that mid tier 1. They are clawing their way back into this here.
I mean, I love the fact that, okay, when somebody trash talks me, like, I know for a fact that I'm going to even play harder. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what they've done. And to Bren Esports' credit, they've taken this in stride, and they're like, oh, this is how they're going to be? Let's go.
Part of DOTA,
you want to
right?
go? Let's go. I love the tenacity of the team.
Yeah. The mental resilience, right? It's like what
Yeah.
No-Tail said, right? Dota is a game about mental fortitude.
Right.
There are some minds that you want to break, and some minds are really hard to break.
Yeah. And actually, there are a lot of times that even in my own pubs, when I see...
They found NM here. She's been bashed up as well. She's trying
Shackle.
to control. Oh, two-man shackle from Hazelia, Light of Heaven. What? She's going for more. Can they find KJ right now? They're going to be diving a little bit deep. They get the soul bind. It's onto 2 again. But this time it's still not. It's on the Ember Spirit as well. So Ember's not really the bit, but the roll forward. They managed to take out the Lich, unfortunately. But oh no, Sherry going ham. They take out the Earth Spirit right now, and she's also going to take out the Ember. Oh no! And Gil, can she really man fight this Troll Warlock?
Nice shackle.
But beautiful shackle to the one and only tree right there. But now Hazelia, will she go down as well? She gets tiny airline for a bit. Hazelia run away, but wind run, unfortunately. Now, oh no, the Inks are forward. Goodbye. Hazelia as well. It's going to be a 4-for-1.
I mean, that's an ultra kill there. Sherry just completely turning around that. Berserker, the ult was just on point, right? At that point, you're kind of like, you need to back off. Actually, the Lich also was in a bad spot. She was actually way too far up. She needs to play a little bit safer in the back, make sure that she provides a little bit of space, make sure that she can cast all of her spells and kind of go in and out of the fight. She wasn't able to do that, and she died first, and then the Ember was just, a sitting duck at that point.
But one thing I do like about Bren Esports taking that fight is that they take it really deep on Pacific Ping's part of the map.
Yeah.
So because of the time that they spent, trying to get back here to their objectives, Ember Spirit will be respawning. Hazelia won't be up yet, but this also gives Spectre some time to farm. So again, we're playing the time game here, right? And with the repair kit as well as the glyph, I think Pacific Pink will have to live to go another day unless Sherry be like, nope. Repair kit be damned,
Like, this is one of those fights where they want 2 fights, right? Bren Esports, that is. Oh,
okay. 2-man chain. They're gonna they're gonna try to pull Mary in, but Mary has been chained up. Spectre is still farming, right?
Yeah, still farming. But okay, so you want 2 team fights as Bren Esports, but the thing is that you were still 15K plus behind, right? So this is one of those times where it's not like, oh, I just want a team fight and I'm back in this game. It's more of, I need to win like 3 more high ground fights to actually be back, and they need to respect that. Roll in, okay.
She got the rune though, so now Mary, she's gonna be slow. Okay, but now bash. Unfortunately, holy crap, the second bash again. Just cast your bash here. Now they're going forward. Dissimulate up here. Yeah, she's gonna go forward, dash forward again with the astral step. Void Spirit's gonna be a little bit scared, huh? No.
Yeah. I mean, all she has is Yules to kind of keep herself alive. Obviously, the
but I mean
stuff.
the Aghanim Scepter is nice too, right? Like the silence is beautiful. It's gonna mess with the Ember as well as the Earth Spirit. Meanwhile, Roshan, just Roshan takes, right?
Yeah.
How do you kill this Spectre? How do you kill this troll?
You can't. This is one of those things. It's like the TBs in the previous games where you got to save the guy for last. You've got multiple lives, right? Yeah. So you got to make sure that you kill the Grimstroke, who's been a menace with the soul binds and the silences. Fantastic. That has actually completely controlled the team fights. But the Void is definitely high on that list, and as well as the Tiny, which is not the easiest thing to do because Tiny's relatively tough and tanky. But they need some ways to kind of just lock those guys down and then deal with the Troll at the very, very end.
So Troll essentially has 1 life with her regular life. Then she's gonna pop Battle Trance for her second life. Okay, maybe no. So she's gonna have one life, and then she's gonna die. She's gonna have the Aegis. Then she's gonna have Berserker's Rage. Battle Trance, sorry. And then you have Satanic. So that's what, 4 lives, basically?
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the thing where they can just 5-man it and just push towers, like get at least racks. Because I don't even think you can really fight into this. I mean, the initiation must be perfect if they're going to do anything here. And the repair kit's there just to kind of slow things down.
You want to save one for the throne, though, don't you?
I think they have one left.
Yeah,
they used it in the top one.
Yeah, one left here. Yeah, that's right. Repair kit one here. No glyph right now. Ooh, KJ going forward, but the silence quick from the Gaia is going to deter them from going in and jumping onto that lich. But oh no, Ember Spirit's been silenced up. Doesn't quite want to use the Yules just yet. Gets a double chain, which is kind of nice. Spectre's back in the base as well, so unfortunately not really pushing out any waves.
I love it. I love it.
Okay,
just
now they've wasted actually. They've wasted the soul bind. It's not going to bind onto anybody right now. So that's pretty good fight. That's pretty good start for Bren Esports right now. Sherry's being chunked down slowly but surely. And now Mary, she's going to be throwing out the Aether Remnants again. Pacific Ping, slowly but surely chunking down the racks. They will take the range racks and they'll just walk away. Content to leave the melee, or they're gonna come back for more? Yeah, probably just gonna give Sherry, some time to regenerate. Oh, but KJ, beautiful toss back for the poor lich, She throws out the chain. She throws out the chain first, but it's not going to really work out. But okay, they would KJ in return. Revenge kill, but oh no, the Ember Spirit's been silenced up. Can she get away right now? Yeah, she manages to remnant away. And Sherry going ham, pops the ultimate as well. Oh my goodness, Satanic. The Yule Scepter's pretty nice though. Going in forward, but the guy is still going to go down. The rolls away.
Oh, the dust.
The smoke. Please, holy crap, she lives off the engagement right now. And now, look at Gil, Spectre caught in the midst of the entirety of Pacific Pink. Can she actually survive by herself? She seems to be doing it actually, but oh, is she doing? She's going to have to walk up here. And actually, Sherry going into the background. Let's kill off the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit's going to buy back right now. And now they're going in for Gil.
Nice roll.
And well, the guy is coming back in, trying to keep the Spectre alive, but can she really stay alive by herself? Oh no, the bash with the Inkswell on top of that. Now, is she going to live from this? Nah, no smoke is going to save you from this time, Ligaya. And now Jaina, remember that she bought back. She's going to be in a dangerous position. At least Spectre's being able to get back to base. But now, Pacific Pink, they are going to be able to take the racks comfortably, easily. They're not afraid.
So that fight was really disjointed. It's like, why would the Spectre leave the high ground and just kind of continue, like literally fight them 1v4, just going ham or trying to focus down that Greenstroke, who's literally running away, and then you have like calls and avalanches like trying to slow you down, right? It's probably not going to happen. You need to stick with the team.
Okay, so stick with the team, and or rather team could go with the... Oh no, the Lich! Okay, the Yule's up is pretty quick, but no, Lich goes down even quicker actually. And Sherry now still has the Aegis in hand. Okay, still has Satanic. Doesn't quite have Battle Trance yet. But oh no, Tiny Airlines, Hazelia. No, she's not where she wants to be at all. Oh no, okay, the Soulbind this time at least it's on to the Spectre and not the Ember anymore. But I haven't seen the Ember. Jaina, you gotta do something. Stop them. They're taking your racks.
Sherry's still alive, still has Aegis, and threw that all.
Like, and Glimmer Cape, very nice.
That was
Oh, again, KJ with the Avalanche on the 3, toss forward, but no, I think now she's gonna be left for dead or not. Actually, Mary coming in with a beautiful 3-man silence, and now Lich is dead. It was Hazelia. The Earth Spirit is still living for it now, but no, the smackdown from NM. NM be like, no, you bully me in lane right now. I'm gonna get a revenge on you. Oh no, they could just have the Spectre as
so angry.
Oh my goodness, Sherry is angry, but I think she was just getting revenge for NM. Remember when they killed her earlier on?
They called GG.
And they called GG. Oh my goodness, what a game! What a game! That was the last 2 fights. That was hyped.
All right, okay. Well, Sherry definitely carried that game, had the right items and everything, and just like a complete monster, right? That really they had no reaction, like counter 4. I think every single one of those team fights was legitimately good because of the fact that the Grimstroke, the Soulbind, what they would do is they would Soulbind 2, and then they would call and stun one of them so that they couldn't get away.
Yeah.
And then, like, the silences, like, for that team, like, with Ember and Windranger, both of these guys do not want to be silenced. They want to use their spells to get in and out of the fights. They were just, like, completely shut down. So this is, like, while, like, I see Naomi with some clutch support play, very, very good. Everybody on that team is just, like, on another level at this point. And just coming back from like, a rough lane and, like, letting NM just kind of dominate that, really impressive.
Can you imagine how terrifying they are that in spite of giving that Spectre the best possible start, I think.
Yeah.
They were still able to come back. But if you take a look at the graphs right here, okay, so you look at the win percentage, it was actually slightly in favor of Bren Esports. Like for the first maybe 18-ish minutes or so, Bren Esports had this.
They did.
What
they did.
happened?
They took a lot of bad fights. Remember the whole time where one guy would get caught out, like the Ember, and they were like, okay. And then right after he died,
I
like
wanna
the Earth
avenge
Spirit
the
would
Ember.
go. Like this is like a really like if somebody gets out of position or makes a mistake, you can't go in and try to save them or whatever. You got to cut your losses, right? This is like poker, whatever. Like any sort of sport, you got to be like, okay, that one was bad luck or whatever it is. I had a bad hand. I lost it out. I'm gonna move on with the rest of my life, and I'm just gonna not like let one mistake control the rest of my destiny, so to speak, in this game.
Oh boy, what a game one though. We've still got potentially 2 more games to go, isn't it? And okay, I want to talk a little bit about Jaina. You know, like no flame, but I kind of sort of didn't really feel that sort of impact. Do you think she was just afraid of the soulbind? You know, she got soulbound quite a couple of times in the early game.
I
then
mean,
later on, she went like, you know what, you guys gonna get soulbound first. I'll come in later.
It's rough because of the fact that they picked this Ember as the last pick, which needs to be the trump card, right? But picking it into this lineup is actually super rough. Like the silence, the phantoms, the tiny, the axe call, like all of these things just kind of control you and dominate you, right? And she never really got things going. I mean, yeah, she was keeping on point with Miri, but to be honest.
But Mary,
they need to go back.
According to the graphs, actually at 10 minutes, Mary and
yeah.
Sherry, they were at the top of their, they were at the top of the game, and they I think nobody ever really surpassed them. Okay, Spectre did. Spectre tried to give a run. Spectre tried her best, but
really no lockdown. That was what they suffered from, and it comes back. I think. Like the Lich, in my opinion, was a little underwhelming. The fact that she wasn't able to get level 6 until like the 18th minute or so, that was actually really hurt them.
Yeah, it did.
And yeah, again, not really having a traditional offlaner might have affected their play as well, because you kind of need that utility, which they really lacked, in that save potential. Because if the Ember gets called on, the Inkswell, all of these things, maybe if you force him out, he survives, right? So like those are the kinds of things that, like, if you're looking at itemization, like Hazelia, very greedy, went MKB, right? Which is fine, and that's the way you're going to do it.
She's going for a BKB
but look
next.
at the like Earth Spirit and the Lich. What are the items that they had? Lich was never going to get really the items because it's position 5, but Earth Spirit went Yules. Like I probably thought like a Force, maybe even a Glimmer might have been better.
Yeah, a Glimmer.
Right, just trying to keep yourself alive. You need to save your cores, and they weren't able to do that.
But one thing I also really liked about Ligaya was the way she moved around the map for maybe the first 10 minutes or so. Like she made the plays. I think she's what helped Bren stay in the game for that first maybe 10, 15 minutes that they were sort of leading here.
Yeah. But nobody wins Dota in the first 10 minutes.
Nobody wins Dota in the first 10 minutes. It's just a good setup.
It's just a good setup.
Yeah.
Maybe about 7% of the time you'll win. But I mean, if you have a good lane and obviously just dominating.
The idea is that, you know, with a good lane, with a good start, then it translates into a good mid game.
Right,
but you have to know how to use the advantage first, right? Like, so, wow, Pacific Pink, again, showing us what a dominant team they are. And wow, I'm truly impressed here.
But like this is the moment, and we're going to take a quick 10-minute break, but even the teams need to just kind of take a timeout, talk amongst themselves, and just regroup. Because this is like you're winning, and then all of a sudden that happens where they're like disrespecting you. Like you need to really make sure that your mindset is straight.
All right, so this is just but game 1 of the grand finals, guys. So we will be back with game 2 and potentially game 3. Let's see if Bren Esports is able to pull the rug out from Pacific Pink and take a game off them. They do have the right idea. They seem, you know, they have studied their opponents. They know what they have to do, but they just have to close the game here, and or maybe just to transition a little bit smoother in to the mid game here. Ooh, okay, I'm looking forward. I understand why they picked the Spectre and Legaya's Earth Spirit right now. Okay, I completely understand. I just think maybe you don't want to pick an Ember into the Grimstroke. Give Jaina something, you know, she can really work with and to really show. Let her play some Dota.
Yep.
Yeah, let her play some Dota. Okay, we will be heading to a 10-minute break, so we will catch you guys very, very soon. See you guys. Game 2, you guys. This is the grand finals for the FSL Dota 2 Open 2. And we have Bren Esports versus the reigning champions and the undefeated team, the currently undefeated team, Pacific Pink. And well, Bren Esports, they've dropped the game to Pacific Pink so far, but Bren Esports, can they pull it back this time?
I mean, they're gonna get their. They need to just settle down, right? I think that's like the biggest thing in just terms of making sure that that last game, which could be kind of tilting, because if you're thinking about what exactly happened, like they were winning. And then all of a sudden,
they were losing.
No. But yeah, very I love your insights. It's amazing. But when they killed the Ember though, and there were 3 BM tips,
Yeah.
did you notice that that's when things snowballed?
Oh, is it the mental war?
It is. It
It
is.
was
And
the mental.
Dota's a
Okay.
mental game. How many times have you seen it where you're winning a game of Dota and something bad happens, your teammate's not there or whatever, and then they just self-destruct? Dota is one of those games where you can tilt and you can go crazy, right? Like this is why this is a stressful game because
And this time, you know what? You know what Bren does? He
Mhm.
just go. I'm gonna give Jaina a hero. I'm just gonna straight out pick Queen of Pain right now for her.
yeah, I think
It's the
that's
Jaina
pretty
Queen
much
of
what they
Pain, right?
did.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a co-op support, maybe like just kind of throwing that out. It might be a Legaia one, potentially could be a 4, but okay, it looks like they're really sticking
Legaia
to
Wind
this
Ranger maybe.
Hazelia. Well,
I mean,
actually,
Legion is there, right? Hazelia probably is gonna play the offlane Legion commander.
yeah, has to at this point, right? I mean, they were kind of lacking that tanky initiator type that would just kind of control the team fight. I mean, they had the the Earth Spirit last time, but you kind of need somebody else to kind of help complement him because you create chaos, and
Yeah.
they were really lacking that in the last
Mhm.
game.
And wow, the Wind Ranger response in with the what do you call it, to the Undying here. Wind
Mhm.
Ranger, takes down the Tombstone very easily with the help of the Queen of Pain here. No
True,
problem.
true.
Tombstone's not going to
Mhm.
be an issue. My question is, I'm not very sure about this interaction. How does Counterspell work with Legion Commander's duel? Do
I think a
you
duel still
reflect
happens.
the duel still happens,
I think
right?
it still happens.
'Cause
It looks like you're casting it though.
yeah, it looked like it's actually the anti-mage is casting it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So so weird, right?
It is weird. It is weird. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we'll see if we can get that interaction
Mhm.
up and running later on. We'll see if the offlane Legion commander, who probably going to go into the offlane,
Mhm.
will duel the anti-mage here.
But one thing about Bren Esports lineup is that the Quap and the Wind Ranger are both very, very squishy. I mean, the Disruptor, of course. All of them are very, very squishy. So how do they stop that? Considering even like the last time where they had that Grimstroke, which is perfect, and if you had the Grimstroke in this game, it would have done phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But you're sticking with KJ's Tiny. The Undying is probably going to be played by Naomi at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a position 5.
5, right? Storm Spirit.
And yeah, this is the one that's going to be the initiator, the type of control, and obviously it can lane against either the Quap or the Wind Ranger. So they're I think they're set in their ways.
Right. I think Storm kind of suffers a little bit more against the Queen of Pain, maybe. Oh, okay. Actually, I
Mhm.
would say Storm suffers against probably both of them here.
Yeah.
Because Storm is a bit of a pseudo ranged hero. Probably can get poked to bits by the Queen of Pain and the Wind Ranger, but Storm will be able to get his revenge on either of the hero. Once he hits 6. Once Storm hits 6.
But it looks like, I mean, AM and Storm Spirit here are kind of the same style of hero. If you lock it down, you can pretty much just shut them down. And they're kind of both in that same way, right? So from the picks that we've seen so far, in the sense that the AM is there, but they've got the Disruptor to LC and the Wind Ranger. All of these guys are looking to lock that guy down, right? And so you can kind of do that as well with the Storm Spirit. So that I'm not a huge fan of this pick by Pacific Pink here.
Okay. Because they do have that hard lockdown in the form of the Legion Commander, even Disruptor actually. It's gonna be a pain in the butt.
With the
for
glimpse, the
Storm Spirit.
static storm.
The glimpse and the static storm.
Not cool.
But we'll see. Maybe Storm manages to snowball, We've seen the way that Mary has been playing. She's just been playing this slowly just get a net worth advantage over your opponent, and that's how she gets into the game. A Sand King, actually. Oh, wow. This really rounds up the draft right now nicely, honestly.
Provides a team fight. It's got the stuns
Disable.
galore. Obviously you need sentries and dust to kind of just even deal with the Sand King, especially in lane. So it kind of deals really well against melee cores.
Yeah.
And the Bren Esports obviously are looking to pick their carry here, unless it's going to be something like a Wind Ranger 1, which I hope to God they don't do.
But please don't do that.
But they could potentially do it. But you do need something to kind of deal with the Sand King.
Seems like Juggernaut.
Yeah, Juggernaut.
Juggernaut is the one they want to go for here. They go for the
Slark.
Slark
Okay.
instead. Is it because of the number of melee heroes that they want to, put this as a Slark matchup here?
I mean,
kind of he gets bullied by AM, doesn't he?
He would, but so this is the style of Bren where they need to be faster, right? They need to
Oh,
just
be
push the
faster than
initiator.
Pacific Ping.
Yeah, which is going to be tough. So the
Mm.
Sark is probably going to go, I would think, like a Shadow Blade type, like something that's like a ganking type to make sure that you're taking things away
Ganking
because
fighting type, right?
ganking fighting type. Yeah, he's got to go. He's got to have a strong early to mid game so that you can kind of start taking towers. But if we're talking about tower pushers, the Wind Ranger's probably there, right?
Okay.
That's going to be the push. But you're going to need, like, who else is going to kind of back her up? Like, this is still very squishy. Like, Wind Ranger, Slark, Disruptor, Quap, all of these guys, if they get locked down, they're
They're
just going to
taking
die.
their time to figure out. Okay, no, it's gonna be a Ligaya, Legion Commander. I was thinking, oh my god, we're gonna see are we gonna see a Jaina Legion Commander mid?
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
That would have
Yeah.
been pretty crazy, right? It took so long to pick the heroes. I thought they were still discussing because Queen of Pain arguably could have been played as a 4 as well. And I think with the way that Ligaya plays, she seems to be perfectly competent, you know.
I mean, but it comes back to an LC4,
An LC4.
right? Like, yeah, you can duel, yeah, you can lock them down, but you're
Well,
kind
you
of
kill
not
them.
much of a fighter yourself. You're just more or less just locking it down for the rest of the team to secure those kills. So again, Hazelia, a lot of pressure on her. She's got to do well. She's got to get going. She's got to do some damage. The guy is probably going to do a utility blink just to initiate things, and then, you know what I mean, it'll make Cat's life a lot easier when things are locked down.
Yeah.
So these team fights need to be perfect. That said, if we're looking at Pacific Pink style, they have a lot more in terms of initiations with Storm, Sand King, Blink, Tiny. All of these guys can get in there, and they can survive, and then you have the counter initiation.
I feel like, okay, Bren Esports, I like that they're trying something new, but do you really want to try something like that in what is potentially your last game of the tournament? Yeah.
Look, you went to your bread and butter, and it lost, right? You had your Earth Spirit Spectre. That seems to be like their go-to. And so they got to think outside the box. They got to do something a little bit different. This is probably a harder, route to victory. The team fights are not as clear-cut and streamlined, so you kind of need to work around that. But I like the level of play here is high enough that they can do this. It's not like they haven't played these heroes before. It's like Ligaya definitely has played an LC4, so that's not the issue. It's just making sure that these guys are all in sync and able to coordinate and to play the team game that is supposed to be played.
All right. I'm looking forward to see how the draft pans out for Bren Esports. It's unconventional, but maybe they know something we don't.
So we'll see. I think I thought that Bren was going to win the last game.
Yeah, with the way that the initial early game was going.
Yeah, but it really came back to the whole just the strength and the power of Pacific Pink and the Tiny. Like, KJ was everywhere. Like, that axe was on point. Like, just it was super tough to just break into that and just continue that snowball because they're just so tanky, right? And they were able to scale off of that. So this game, though, like, with KJ still there and that Sand King, NM, I have a hard time seeing, like, the same, like, them faltering because of that. Because they're such strong players, and they're definitely on the heroes that they wanted, that I don't think that Bren Esports will have a good game with this.
Actually, now in hindsight, right, TB would have been such a good pick for Bren, but I think it was banned out already.
It might have been. It might have been.
TB is actually super good, like the AM reflection. Just burning AM's own mana.
Hang on, let me just see if we can go into the past. Let me just see if TB was banned. TB was banned.
TB was banned.
Yeah. So
it would have been an easy way to deal with Tombstone as well with meta.
So yeah, we're gonna quick little pause here.
How are you so sure it's quick and little?
Well, I just say, sometimes I just say things without actually knowing the answers to them. I assume as much, right? I mean, there's money on the line. They're definitely coming back, but it's just a matter of when. Like, see, boom, LC back, boom, quick. Come on, Wind Ranger.
They
Don't
haven't
let me
even
down.
bought their items yet.
Yeah. Well, when you got probably got DC'd.
Disruptor, cat. Getting the items, very nice.
Yeah. I feel like we need a little bit more impact. Cat needs to kind of pick things up, at least from the last game. Hazelia needs to really pop off. This is just kind of get things going, right? Just make sure that the initiations are right. Don't get tunnel visioned into taking bad fights,
and don't
force
either.
things. Yeah.
Jaina, no tilt, Jaina.
But isn't that the most tilting thing to say to somebody? It's like, hey, don't
Don't
tilt.
tilt.
Don't tilt. Don't tilt.
It's
Be
like when
cool.
you
Be
tell.
cool.
It's like when you tell your girlfriend, right? Don't be angry or calm down. Oh my God, calm
Calm
down.
down.
When you tell your girl calm
Yeah.
down, it never works.
Yeah.
Who in the history of who in the history has been told to calm down actually calm down?
Yeah. No.
Nope, nope,
Never works.
never works.
Never works.
hmm
What should you say then?
What should you say?
Breathe.
GG easy.
GG. No, that will further infuriate them. Take it easy. Or my go-to lately has been whoa. And then I'll put my hand out like this and I'll just be like, whoa.
Whoa. But what if you're in Dota and they can't see your hand? Do you just give him a high five?
Yeah.
Just give him a high
Yeah.
five? Alright. But
Yeah.
what if people assume that that's the tilting strat actually? High five? I go to lane often with a high five too, So I go to lane with like let's say tangos, a sentry ward, and a high five.
Okay.
And a smile on my face, of course.
Although I know right away if I'm gonna lose the lane when my lane partner doesn't even high five me. Like I know we're like, oh, we're not in sync. This is not gonna happen. We're screwed. Game is over.
Leaving you hanging. Oof.
That's the roughest thing.
Yeah.
By the way, I need 50 more high fives to get that last achievement.
50 more high fives. I actually think I'm pretty far away from the high five thing. Hold on, let's see.
Yeah,
Achievements. I'm actually 100 over high fives away.
But you have
I
a
need-
lot more other
I need
achievements than I
friends.
do.
Yeah.
The trivia
know,
one is fine.
I've been trying to do this one actually. The tier 5 hero at the side shop.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's been annoying. I can't find techies and I can't find void.
Actually, that's really good. I don't think I got that far.
You should do it. It's 5,000. It's 5 levels. But okay, I think we're going back into the game.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, who do you like in this game?
I would want to stick with the conventional Pacific Pink draft, but I really, really am interested with, in seeing what Bren has up their sleeves, and so I'm probably gonna go with Bren here. And of course, I'm looking forward. I want to see somebody take a game of Pacific Pink.
Yeah. I don't think that this is the game though. I feel like Pacific Pink is so
they had
well
the chance
rounded.
in the first game, right?
They did, but
They
they threw it away.
squandered it.
Right?
Oh.
Like this specific Pink lineup is just like they got the heroes that they want. The playstyle is all there. Like this is looking to be a bad one. The only thing that I can think of really is if they get they lock down the AM Storm and then this LC starts to pop off. Like Hazelia and LC, the pressure is pretty much on them too to just make sure that they really get this game going.
Okay, so this lane, they have both Orb of Venom and they have a Blightstone.
Yep.
So who is really the off laner? I can't tell. I'm gonna be honest with you. Is it Hazelia who's actually the 4 this time?
It might be.
It might be, right?
Yeah.
Look at Ligaya, she is.
Because she's got brown boots queued up, and then I mean, you wouldn't have gotten a quelling blade if you're the position.
Yeah, exactly. You're the Quelling Blade here, so
yeah,
I'm
looks
just
like
guessing.
looks like I am
Quelling
very
Blade,
good.
yes, you see Quelling Blade into
Bracers.
Magic Wand into
Yeah.
Bracer here.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like
And brown boots,
Ligaya's
yeah,
going
yeah.
the off lane.
Yeah, Ligaya's the
Cool.
off laner this time, so it's going to be a 3 Legion Commander still. So
Okay.
all right.
I feel like Wind Ranger's a better 4 right now.
Wind Ranger's a
I
better
think
4.
Saxa
I
has
fully
proven
agree.
that.
I fully agree.
I feel like the Wind Ranger, like as long as you can shackle and you can play the game like the way it's supposed to, but this again will then force the Wind Ranger to go more the utility.
All right.
Oh, nice stun.
Okay, so getting some essence shifts on Gil. Tiny Airlines goes back, and now Gil in a little bit of trouble. Might get smacked down. No more stun coming off in 6 seconds, but Gil's running the wrong
Brown
direction completely.
boots.
Oh no. Okay,
She's
more
dead.
decay stacks coming out from her. Gil, is this going to be first blood? The stun up. It's going to guarantee the first blood. And then smacking down the poor little fish.
Right, and it's coming back to the position for brown boots, right? You can't outrun this KJ. Like, she's just so fast, she's going to run up on you. There's really nothing you can do, especially if you don't have pounce. You don't have a prayer.
I should put a point into essence shift.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure you wanted to go for that, if
Yeah.
if you know there are 3 heroes contesting your rune right there.
Yeah, you got to save your points. And it looks like TP from Undying in the top lane.
Oh,
Obviously,
okay.
they skirted their,
Yeah.
first blood, so.
Don't stand together. Don't stand together. No, decay. Decay, both. Oh wait, she should only go on 1, I think.
Yeah. The guy taking a lot of
Naomi,
damage here.
man. Position 5, Undying. Does not seem balanced, man.
Yeah, but I mean, you need to prepare. You got to think of yourself as like going up against Bristol. You got to have the stick. You got to make sure that you have a decent amount of regen.
Yeah.
And you got to play cautiously when you can, right? If you've got a lot of decay stacks on you, you need to respect him and you need to get out of there.
20 decay stacks.
Yeah,
Oh
this
my
guy hits like a
god,
truck.
he hits. Legion, a strength hero.
380.
380 health. Honestly, and wow, that smack really hurts. It reminds me, Undying always reminds me a little bit of Elder Titan. The smacks here.
Oh, yeah,
You don't expect
Clump.
it.
Yeah.
But when it does come, though.
Yeah, that staple gun does some damage.
Yeah.
But, okay,
Double
Wind
DK stacks
Ranger.
again. The smack. Securing the range creep.
Hang on, can you click on the Wind Ranger real quick? Sorry, I just wanted to see.
She just stole the creep wave here, but
Brought it all the way back.
Wind Ranger.
Oh, it just says Wind Run and hasn't actually leveled the second point. Because I was going to say, because she's actually at full mana. She hasn't been doing anything
So you
really.
want to put a power shot in, perhaps?
Yeah, but you don't want to steal last hits or push the lane. And I think that she's like waiting for that opportune time, like, do I need to shackle?
Right,
Or,
right.
Like power shot really isn't required, but.
Mary, having a tough time in lane, huh? But she is 13 and 4, and the Queen of Pain is just 6 and 2.
Yeah. Storm, like, a little low now. I mean, the salve is just going to remedy that, but definitely, I mean, 13-4. That's pretty good lane so far. Naomi just dancing.
That's right. She's the undead, the dancing undead.
And he's got a Wind Run to kind of keep herself alive, Azalea that is. But it's just outside of tire range. Nice spot.
Very nice. So how hard of a lane is Slark having actually? Actually, not too bad, huh?
13-5. 13-5.
Yeah, 1-1-1 already has the Wave Band and a Magic Stick.
Oh!
Yeah. Don't kill the messenger.
Yeah. I mean, again, brown boots, position 4.
Sandstorm, easy.
Yeah. So you really can't fight this. This is the
Caustic finale.
Like when you're trying to lane against a Sand King like this, you gotta bring sentries and you gotta make sure that you get some vision on this guy. Because he's gonna love it. And like most Sand Kings will buy sentries themselves just to protect themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Tiny making a rotation, but gets spotted up by the ward. So Queen of Pain is gonna be aware that there's a little pebble hiding behind the trees, looking to turn into a big pebble.
Oh, getting a little low. Okay, so rip. She was looking to actually use that aggressively, but she was like, "Oh, I'm a little too low."
So I just noticed something that will be good for casters, but that's about it. Not good for anybody else. So remember when, let's say, we're looking out for first blood, right? I'm looking at the health bars on top here. Okay, problem is that with decay stacks, right?
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
The health bar is still full.
Yeah.
So if you look at Hazelia, she's missing 8 strength, but her health bar is still full, and I would not see this kill coming at all because she could get smacked like a couple of times, and she's gone.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I mean, percentages just
percentages
it's really deceiving.
Yeah, it's really deceiving here. So you look here, like at least I know like okay, Queen of Pain's low, right? So but that's obvious because she's not facing an Undying. Mary already dominating her a little bit. Oh, Tiny.
Jaina chooses the right crossroad direction.
25 and 9 to the Storm, and just 21 and 4 for the Queen of Pain falling behind. So Mary's gonna reach that 6 first, so Jaina's gotta play a little bit carefully. Has gone for 3 points into Shadow Strike, no points into Blink whatsoever.
Yeah, just trying to stay in the lane, just trying to use that dagger to do as much damage as possible. But yeah, it's gonna be a race to 6. It's pretty.
It's a race to 6 for sure. Mary does have the bottle already. Rune does get taken down. Disruptor. Very low. Has the caustic onto her.
No boots.
Looks like she's gonna probably go down. She does salve up, but can't immediately cancelled by Tiny right now. And oof, smackdown by NM.
Wasted a salve on that one as well.
Oof.
Cat, a little unfortunate there. Just.
I think she probably should have just sacrificed herself, and then that's basically Space of Slark, right?
I mean, she's pretty much sacrificed as much as possible. She's level 2 versus the level 5 of Slark.
Ooh, that seems to be the case very often actually. That she's been very under level, and remember the similar problem was that Lich. Not even level 6 at, 15 minutes in the game?
I mean, she's probably got to start stacking, pulling, just get some sort of XP somehow.
Right.
Try to win out the lane as best as possible without disrupting Slark.
No stack? Oh, no stack.
She She just wants the rune, which was not there.
Which is the League of Legends rune right here.
Oh. Tiny blinking it out. Like, look at KJ, right? She's been almost, rotating throughout, but she's got Trankles already. She's supersonic speed.
Gil almost level 6. Once she's level 6, she's not going to be too afraid, right? With the Dark Pact. With the Dark Pact as well as the hold that thought, because Mary's going in onto Hazelia, the Wind Ranger. They're going to be able to take them out. The Tiny Airlines, the toss up.
Oh,
wait,
no!
Oh no! I think the Gaia might be able to live. She gets a 3-man overwhelming odds. A lot of movement speed. TPs are coming in hot and fast, but actually gets cancelled. So nobody's really going to go for this. Everybody will be just fine. We just lose the Wind Ranger, but nothing of value was really lost, huh?
The Wind Ranger was valued. She tells good jokes on the team. No, I don't think she does actually anything else.
Do you really tell good jokes if you are the joke?
Oh, snap. Not like this. Not like this. But yeah, like, I mean.
She oops me.
Nice timing, nice timing. But Storm is back in the mid lane. Obviously, there was a nice rotation, getting something out of it. But if we're talking about last hits, we can probably look at net worth at this point.
Sand King.
Yeah.
As usual, NM, she seems to always come out at the top of the net worth, during the laning stage.
Yeah.
So, of course, Slark actually is doing pretty well in spite of the death earlier on. Gil just farming her way back, hitting creeps and being annoying, stealing stats here. 2 stats, but she doesn't have a sentry. She's taking a lot of damage. Remember that the caustic is also going to deal
Get out of there.
a bit to her. Cat doesn't quite have
Wow.
a sentry. Does she have one? No, she has brown boots. No money for vision at the moment, but Mill Storm actually dropping very low because of the creeps, not because of anything else. Top lane seems to be another boring lane.
It's funny that the Slark actually did the long way out of that sandstorm.
Yeah.
Like she made it like a circle as opposed to like a beeline straight to her tower.
Nah,
she probably took more damage.
Strong, I've got agility, and obviously agility helps with magic resistance.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, guys. It doesn't, okay? Guys, I'm kidding. It doesn't. Please.
Oh, the shackle.
Oh, the shackle's nice. There's the
Does
duel
have the duel?
coming
They
up,
want
but
it.
I don't think she's got enough damage. I'm not sure right now.
Oh, the soul rip.
No, the soul rip. It's not going to be enough. There's not going to be damage given away, but the pull in from the Storm Spirit Mary, they're going to take down the Gaia on that Legion Commander. Dashing out for more. They find Hazelia here. A little bit dash forward again from Mary. Can she get the kill? Yes, she does.
If they were a little bit more patient, Jaina was actually within the vicinity. She had been rotating top, and they really needed her burst to secure that kill, and they just paid with their lives, both of them.
Oh man, right under the tower. Very, very dangerous moves from Bren Esports here.
Yeah, Miri just being able to time in timely right there. Just
Stacks. Look, Stacks.
Okay.
Very nice. Storm from Stacks. AM of course does that too, but much later on into the game. Ring of Hell first, and then after that into Threats and Battle Fury. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. It's just AM things.
I mean, once the Ring of Health is there, the lane is pretty much won. I mean, especially under 10 minutes. If you get it like 7-8 minutes, even better.
7-8 minutes. Yep.
The fact that she's got brown boots as well.
Oh, they actually managed to get a kill onto the Sand King. That's nice, and you get a permanent agility onto Slug. That's very nice.
Okay. Gotta get her going, right? The faster she starts getting these, she starts stealing Agi, she's obviously going to get going, and we'll just help her scale later.
For sure. She has more or less recovered, actually. Top of the net worth right now, in spite of that first blood that she gave up.
And it's coming back to the Cat's play in the sense of just, completely sacrificing herself for the sake of the team. The Bro Strike?
Bro Strike's going to be annoying, but Gil does have Shadow Dance, so she can definitely just regen up. Top lane seems to be where the action is.
Oh, go bottom.
Go bottom. Oh no, bottom. Sorry, my bad. Here, Mary's the one zipping in, getting a kill on Mary as well. Getting a kill on Gil as well as Cat.
Yeah. So Gil was actually looking to trade, and when she was like, "Oh, I'm a little low, I can just go hide," but Storm had actually zipped on in and ended up killing the Disruptor and the Slark. Just a nice little double kill right there.
Double kill. This is where your Storm Spirit starts to spiral out of control, isn't it? Jaina again usually doesn't really rotate until she's actually had the until she has an item, which means that she is a lot less impactful on the map as compared to Storm Spirit. Mary has been just running around, basically with bottle mana. When she's just like, once I have mana, I'm going.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason not to. Like, she's very, very strong at this point. And they're creating a little bit of pressure here in the top lane. Glyph's got to be used. Ligaya, though, is looking to get
Blink
Blink
Dagger?
first. What do you feel about that?
I think they're desperate for the catch, actually.
Yeah, they need some sort of initiation.
Yeah, desperate for the catch. And Jaina, you know, just to keep up. So Jaina can always keep up no matter what.
It's going to be interesting seeing what Slark ends up going. I think he was going to go drums first.
Yeah, drums
But
first.
what is his next? Oh, there's a
Slark.
fight.
Oh, okay. Here, they managed to take down the Sand King. Very nice. The Tombstone now is going to be for free. Maybe.
Oh, the
Static Storm. It's not enough to bait them back, but the glimpse
Not in the
back,
right
it's
place.
nice. 4 seconds to 1 more pounds here. She tried to go instead for the Disruptor, but Disruptor's going to live. No, actually, the Soul Rip's going to be able to take it down. But now, will she be able to get the Tiny? Yes, she does. 1 more agility for her. 3, actually, now.
I mean, a little that, like, messing up that Static Storm. I feel like we've
Did she
seen
not
that
have
too many times.
kinetic? Or I think she was...
No, but he was outside of the zone.
Right.
Right? I mean, but he could have caught it off and made like a Venn diagram of the two, but like nonetheless, like you got to make sure that you lock him into place in that Static Storm because it's a huge waste. Like that ultimate can be almost
I mean, the
game
fact is
winning.
that your ultimate just sits very nicely inside the kinetic field, doesn't it? Yeah.
Oop, a little bit of a pause
I
here.
can't play this game, man. Give me a game I can play.
I don't
She's
like the
still
fact that
going for
she's
the
going naked
javelin.
javelin. I think this is super greedy. The position forward needs to go force. You need some sort of save.
Right.
Glimmer would have been amazing because if Storm ever zips on you, even
Or
like this.
could it be like a naked javelin into
No,
a...
no,
you just never
no,
go.
because it will slow you down so much that it's really not worth it. Position 4, I play this position probably the most. Not to say that I'm good at it, but it's one of those things where you struggle to get a decent amount of farm. Right, and you think that the javelin will do it, but it's still a single target, right? It doesn't scale as well, so you need ways to save your team, and that will help you scale because you're going to win more team fights because your team is stronger.
All right. So position 4 just functions very differently, isn't it, from
Completely different.
And I mean, but if she was doing really, really well in the lane, I could understand her going for the
Yeah.
javelin. But in this case, they didn't win their lane ultra hard. Sure, they took the tower. But that's because, you know, a lot more attention was being paid to bot here, right?
Yeah.
But that
Look at her net worth. She's bottom 3,
bottom 3,
right? As a position 4, right? Like
I mean,
as
that's
opposed to
kind
KJ.
of sort of where you. Oh wait, KJ's a 1,000 gold a hit actually.
Exactly, and she's been making her presence known, and she's gonna have
She's queued
8
up
blinks.
8 blink daggers actually.
Like when you need, you know, one
If
isn't good
if
enough.
One's off of cooldown, then you just use the other.
Right. Like this is why. Duh. Slark needs to back him and
Sorry,
heal.
I think he's afraid of the Storm Spirit initiation here. And
But
look at this deep ward again here.
Slark is going Silver Edge up first, which is I think the right play. She's got to start getting some ganks off.
Do
You know.
don't you get the Echo Saber first, or do you get the Silver Edge first? Oh, Disruptor. Getting dove
Disruptor.
under the tower.
Oh,
And
I would not have power
for
shot.
a hero, no, Hazelia. Oh
Why would you
no,
show
why would
yourself?
You show yourself? They didn't know you were here, and now she gets so ripped. Oh my god. Max
And the
yeah,
epicenter.
Max okay, epicenter just to add insult to injury, and that's 4 people. Even Sherry, you know, coming here to take the farm. Everybody else will leave her. Gil already gone top, you know. I don't want any part of this. I'm just going here. She goes for the Shadow Blade first, actually, not the Echo Saber first. I thought, you know, Echo Saber would help you farm a little bit faster, but I guess maybe she wants to get involved in fights.
You got to get involved.
Like
you
when
gotta
you
gank.
mentioned the, you know,
You
take
gotta
the
gank.
fight to Pacific Pink, right?
Yeah, you got to gank. You got to because if you go Echo, then you're gonna try to outfarm
In AM.
a Battle Fury AM. Yeah, like I don't think it's gonna happen at this point, right? Like she is well on her way. She's almost got it, and there's really no point, right? But if you get Shadow Blade, you could look to pick offs, and you can kind of farm heroes by getting the right ganks.
Right. Mid lane, big fight coming up. The Scream not really doing
Storm,
too much, but
decent.
at least it's going to be a dual kill onto the Tiny right here. Pesky little Tiny. And you
Nice.
get another kill onto the Sand King here. Now rushing it forward, Storm with the Arcane Rune, was it? Yes, is going to be able to do so much in this fight right now.
Nice shackle.
Oh my goodness, nice shackle. Ligaya not really able to do anything, but she's caught in the world of her. She's still running away. AM blinking forward, gets the spell shoot off. Yeah, the counter shield, sorry. And yeah, she'll get a kill. Oh, Jaina, she'll live to tell the tale. But that hurt. Now they're chasing after Hazelia. It was
Hazelia,
spotted out by
run.
the zombie. Run.
Oh no.
Like your name, Wind Runner. Oh, wrong. I mean, she's a Wind Ranger now.
Yeah. That actually still throws me off, by the way. I actually don't even know what color anymore.
It's sort of like Necro Light, Necro Force.
Yeah.
What was it? Obsidian Devourer? And now it's Outworld. No, sorry,
Outworld is-
Obsidian Destroyer. I think.
Obsidian Destroyer. I think that was the original Dota name, I think. But yeah. I don't know. I thought the
Copyright,
fight
copyright
was
things.
like when the Storm is zipping around like that. I think that it would probably have been better to just back up. Like Legaia probably should have survived there.
And Mary had an arcane rune,
Yeah.
so that was what enabled her to be so effective in the fight.
Like this Storm is strong. You got to respect what Miri's
It
bringing to
is,
the table.
and of course they've been placing this ward here.
Oh,
Okay,
smoke,
they're gonna
smoke.
mag themselves up. They do see the storm here. Can they get the initiation onto the storm spirit here? The Legion Commander does have
Been
the
spotted.
blink. He spots
blink.
it, gets the blink, immediately the duel, but will she be able to finish them off? The Soul Rip is enough, the Shackle as well. No,
Nice.
you don't get the duel victory, but you do get an unstoppable kill streak on the Storm Spirit. And the Glimpse back, beautiful, into the Static Storm. Bonus kill on the Undying here. Very, very nice.
You know, it's funny because like that Static Storm, I thought probably should have been used on the Storm as opposed to the Undying, because there was a slight, like a split second where the Storm might have been able to get out of that and
I
to
think
do
the
something.
Storm did the zip animation, you know,
Yeah.
like but that's that I don't know what you call it, just
The ball lightning.
just the animation, that's all. Yeah, the
Yeah.
ball lightning. So just before you ball away,
Yeah.
there's that weird animation, and she tried to do it, but duel was quicker.
And
Of course-
also the Undying actually went a little early on the Soul Rip. I think that she overhealed,
Right.
which means less healing overall because obviously it tops off, right? I think that she was a little too early on that heal, but without Tombstone or even, alt, this Undying was probably not going to save her.
Good kill by Bren. They probably still need to go keep making moves like that. And Guild farming. 7.5k net worth lead as opposed to the 6.7 of the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage Battle Fury came pretty late at about 15 minutes actually. Much later than what she normally gets, right?
Yeah.
Okay, smoke up from Pacific Pink now. They're gonna go forward.
Oh,
Legion
this
Commander
LC.
is hiding here. Farming
Oh,
away.
blinks it.
Oh, quick blink away, but Storm now. Zipping forward, finds Hazelia here. She gets silenced up
dead.
immediately with that Orchid, the fresh Orchid that's been picked up here. Okay, goodbye Hazelia, and now Cat is gonna follow soon. Oh my goodness, Tombstone on the high ground here. Stun
Nice
on the
two-man
two.
stun.
Beautiful by NM right now, but can they catch more?
Kill is
anymore?
here.
She goes forward. Legaia is not too strong around here, but up in the river is Gil getting a kill onto the Tiny right now. No, she's up to 6 agility. She's
Get
still
over
being
the
chased out by the Tombstone. She's gonna hit the Tombstone, but now going in forward, she's gonna be helped out. She's gonna be okay, but quick. Dark Pack that takes off the silence right now, and then she's going to go for more. She
Oh,
gets
nice
the duel!
duel.
A beautiful duel onto NM actually, and it seems like Pacific Pink, they've run out of energy. They've run out of fuel. They've run out of resources right now. Gil is still going, but I think she probably should back off a little bit. Yeah, but what a brilliant fight from Bren.
I mean, they turned it around. I mean, AM was not there, so that was like a 4v5 fight. But this is why Slark is like, you go Shadowblade, right? Because it keeps yourself in the game. You're allowed to fight it. You're allowed to skirmish early, which is really what they need to do because this AM just wants to be left alone and probably just farming these creeps. Stole a little XP there.
Gil
He's
wants
definitely.
to kill
He's getting hit by the Battle Fury.
He's getting hit by the Battle Fury, but there isn't, at least she doesn't have, but she's holy crap.
Oh,
she's
the
strong.
silence.
The silence as well is strong. The scream
Oh, the
as
Sonic
well.
Wave.
They managed to take down Sherry.
Disruptor dies in
Meanwhile,
the back.
Disruptor dies in the
Yeah,
back line,
whatever.
but I wasn't too interested
Yeah.
in that.
Nothing of value was lost. Don't worry.
Storm Spirit. Oh, okay. Beautiful. Two-man avalanche again. A two-man stun again. They're channeling the epicenter right now. They've got to get themselves out of there. There's a lot of damage coming up, but it's not going to be enough. And then Bren is going to make a successful.
They're turning this
They're gonna
around.
get a successful escape. While Slark goes back in, they get a two-man stun. Oh,
Nice
the duel
duel.
onto the Storm Spirit. They take down the Storm Spirit. Right now, going to get more, and they're going to get the Tombstone first, but they only live the support to tell the tale. They kill all 3 cores from the start of Pacific Pink.
Really nice fight there.
Bren Esports.
Really nice fight.
That's really good, and they pull ahead 1k net worth lead right now. Holy crap.
All right, I think Legaia already has more dual damage than they did in like all previous games. Yes, I went there, but I mean that was really nice just securing that in. Obviously, for the Storm, you gotta make sure you lock him down. But the silences were on point. I mean, there were some really nice two-man stuns from like the Sand King and all that.
I mean,
But
it looked
really nice
beautiful
fight.
actually for Pacific Pink, isn't it? It was a two-man avalanche, and a two-man stun from the Sand
Yeah.
King, but then I don't know. I think the Legion Commander and the Wind Ranger, they were just too speedy. They just walked on right out there.
But I mean, they took the initiative. They killed the AM, and then they found another good fight where they got the Storm and the Sand King as well. A couple dual damage, a couple duels that won there, and I mean they're right back in this game, and they've got actually a 3K net worth lead.
So when you mentioned that the slug was getting hit by the AM through the Battle Fury, right, the cleave, I was thinking about this time where I think it was Ice playing the Nyx, and then he was just hunting the enemy AM. And then every time the team would come, so there was a Sunstrike set up. So every time the enemy, the AM would just be hitting creeps, and then he would spike carapace. So spike carapace, and then it was more than enough setup
Nice.
for what do you call it, for Sunstrike. plus
Nice.
Meteor Hammer to come in, and
Nice.
it was just brilliant.
He's
You
clever.
make the AM afraid to hit creeps. Like how
mm.
can you? How do you fight? How do you farm like that? You know, if
Yeah.
the Nyx is just sitting around you, just waiting for you to spike carapace because
Oh, smoke.
okay, the smoke comes
Slark's
out.
not in it,
Slark's
though.
not in it. Doesn't quite have the Shadow Blade either, but we'll be following behind right now. And then I think arrows are drawn into the offlane jungle here into the triangle, so they'll be heading on forward. But the Slark is going to be farming the mid lane a little bit just while the Shadow Blade is going to be off cooldown. They're going to be holding for a while.
You don't want to go high
But
ground, though.
KJ prepared to break the smoke right there. They know Sherry here on the low.
Oh, they're
ground
smoking
here.
themselves.
They're smoking themselves as well. Ping, ping, ping comes out. What are 2 sentries up here actually? We'll find it
gotta
out
double bag
later
it.
on when.
Oh, the disruptor.
Oh, okay, but they found it. No, don't manage to find
No.
They don't manage to find. Oh no, but
They
they
got
do
the
get the pounce onto the AM right now. Okay, it's a 2-man avalanche as well down here, but no, Sherry's gonna get away on the AM. She's gonna be just fine right now. And now Gil
Winner.
is going ham, but a Windrunner. Oh my goodness, a winner. Get the kill on the Storm Spirit again. That's gonna be another kill, but they do take down Jaina on the Queen of Pain in the background down there. It was AM. You didn't manage to kill her off, so she goes and kills your mid.
That was a travesty of a fight for Bren Esports because they should have destroyed that. Because AM, look, he got the disruptor and the quap, all because the disruptor messed up the static storm and the
Oh
glimpse.
wait, the silver edge is onto the undying already. But it's a very nice 2-man stun again by Anna. But can she really do anything anymore? She does have the epicenter. It was an epic enter right now, and she's gonna be so strong. But another nice shackle coming out from Hazelia. Can she finish off the no?
The
She
soul
cannot
rip.
finish the undying. And now Slark is the only one here. I don't see her actually. True
She's got
side.
silver edge.
Sentry. Sentry. out.
Yo, like if Disruptor had that static storm glimpse,
AM
like
was
that was
dead
perfect.
right
He was
there.
dead right there. Right, but they messed that up, and the AM went ham, took out the entire backline, killed the quap, ended up killing Disruptor. You know what I mean? Like one person makes a mistake, and that train wreck just happens.
I mean, the rest of Bren, they tried to salvage the fight, but it could have been so much simpler and cleaner, isn't it, if the Disruptor ult was just right there. Just kill the AM straight up. You know, this is your time when AM, still doesn't have a BKB. Not anytime soon. Is going for the Manta, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the type where you're playing for money in a tournament, right? Obviously, first place is 300 SGD, second place is 150, and this is a pretty sizable difference. If you're not that comfortable on the Disruptor, because plays like that make me question your comfort level, right? You have to make that play, and this is one of those things where should you have really brought this hero if you can't kind of do that properly, right? This is a pretty massive mistake. But when you make mistakes, of course, you got to shrug it off. You got to get better and make sure that you don't do that moving forward. Because now things are going to be a little bit more difficult, seeing as AM now is Manta. So there are other ways to kind of deal with the glimpses, but it looks like they're going to do a smoke here.
It's a 2-man smoke. It did catch
3.
the Disruptor. Yeah, they're going in forward again. They want the AM, but Tiny is in the neighborhood, so AM is going to go forward again. The
Blink.
duel, the blink. Oh, no, the cloud. No, it's not enough. And now AM's probably going to go down. The shackle as well. Very nice. It's going to finish up here, but
Oh,
no,
the
the
soul
soul
rip.
rip. It's not enough.
Oh, the Manta.
Wait, how she lives?
The
oh my
Manta
goodness,
and the blink.
Mary's here. The team has showed up right now, and okay, Disruptor is really silenced. She's going to go down, and Legai as well to stun. The return from Pacific Pink. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And now bonus kill. Hazelia is also thrown in here, and look, Sherry, the
Wants
one who
the AM.
lived. She wants the AM, but it's not going to be enough. She's going to get a shackle. It's not going to latch onto anybody. Hazelia is just running and weaving her way through the trees, but no, Mary is like, I see you. Avalanche as well. She's going to loop back the other way around. Try to TP out. Oh no, the stun.
stun.
Beautiful. They threw everything at her.
All right, look, if you're going to do a 2-man smoke, I mean, there was a 3-man smoke because the Disruptor was there. Again, she needed to be with them. She was too far away, and they needed the static storm. They needed that control for the AM at the last second. She was not in position. She's really been,
on a sliver of
I hate to say the
AC.
weakest link on this team, but if she was there, they could have gotten that kill, and maybe, you know what I mean, they could have survived.
Oh, that's so painful to watch. That was like a definite kill. It's a beautiful initiation by Legaia here, and then there was the follow-up as well from Hazelia, that nice shackle. But then, where was the Disruptor?
Actually, the craziest thing was that the dual blade mail
Yeah, it didn't
and then
kill
dual
the AM.
it happened, but the thing is that the AM still got the counterspell shield on. You saw it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how does that make sense? Like,
So
should the
was it
counter
AM
spell?
that casted the
I think
duel
he,
then?
yeah, I think he casted the AM casted the duel.
Okay, no, I think I know what happened is that for example, when you cast duel, right? There's this weird reaching animation if the hero is too well. I think what happens is that it got locked in that it was casted, but at the same time, Sherry also already pressed counterspell.
Yeah.
So that's why we see the animation, but it doesn't actually process the command because the duel is casted first.
Okay.
But they have this like the weird cast animation, so I'm guessing that's probably the animation. Because sometimes when you cast duel, the range seems impossible. Like you kind of like drag the hero back.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. I mean, it seems like Pacific Pink are definitely up now, obviously in terms of momentum and everything. And this AM is starting to get scary.
Close.
It is, but you can't make mistakes like this.
You can't make mistakes like this.
Right? Especially against the top, the top female Dota team in the world, right? Like this is Pacific. Oh, trying to do it
again. No. Whew. Okay.
Oh,
Scaring them away, man.
Yeah, that horn, that sound is like, oh shit, I'm coming.
Oh lord, she coming. The guy does have 50 dual damage right now with the Blade Mail as well. It's gonna be quite a menace to deal with. Top lane actually. Oh no, they find the Slark. Gil gets tossed up, tossed down. She's gonna get away. She pops the Shadow Dance immediately. She's gonna try to TP away here, and I think they're not gonna be able to find her. No! They managed to pull her. Oh, it was the AM. Ooh, Slark drawing all the heroes onto the north side of the map now. Pinging for the bot tower to be taken. Ligaya, come on. Make that move. She's trying to go for a BKB of her own here, which should be pretty good here. It's going to enable her a lot in the fights to get, the duels off and all that. But, oh boy, Slark, that was painful. That was costly and not Sherry. BKB Manta style. Battle Fury and Manta style.
Yeah, she's got to be
She's at that point where she's like, creeps are mine, map control mine. They trade tier 1s. Offlane tier 1s. That's it's just what you can just what you can do while your slug is dead.
Yeah.
Slug going for BKB of her own. It's the only item to go for it, right? It's really the only item to go for right now. Unless she wants to be greedy and she goes for an abyssal, but
I'm feeling like the team should have been a 5-man in it, just gank squad, right? You have duels, you got the Quap, and then you got the Slark definitely with Silver Edge, and you should have just press the advantage and just kind of control the game through just 5-man death ball, like ganking, right? Like you might not be able to take towers or whatever, but you could have definitely slowed down AM's game. And now that you've kind of like messed up a couple team fights, this AM is really just maybe too far ahead at this point.
Skull Basher on the AM now. Oh no, the Slark has to be so careful that she doesn't get bashed. If Gil gets bashed like once, that's a whole chunk of mana, and she won't be able to use the kit very well unless she probably has to hold on to 20 stick charges at all times. That kind of thing.
Don't really have a choice, but man, Slark needs the BKB as well.
Oh, going in forward, they get the duel. It's onto the AM again. The scream again. We should be able to take
got
out.
it.
Yeah, they got the AM this time. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's more duel damage coming out, and I'm unfortunately not able to save a carry. What do they do with the space that they've created? They have taken down the AM. That's fantastic. There's a huge amount of XP going their way. A decent amount of gold, I guess.
I mean, you got to take advantage of this, right? You've killed the AM, so you do have a lot of space. No buyback on her.
But they don't really press the advantage here. I mean, Slark is going to the top lane, right? Yeah. And she's going like, yeah, okay, I want to get involved in this, and I want to be part of this tower pushing right now.
Oh,
so
some
mid lane? But mid lane, they got to go in again. Oh no, they found the Legion Commander just sitting in the river.
Yeah, they do have a lot of... I mean, the Storm, it's like they can be on you in an instant. Right, so you do need to be a little bit careful in that sense, but
yeah. I mean, they can jump from miles away, right? Like you got the Storm zip in, you've got the Tiny Blink as well. The Sand King going in.
Like if this Hazelia had actually gone 4-staff, like they zip on, the LC who was stuck in the river. You force him back onto the high ground on your side, into your side. No, to save. I'm looking to save right now.
Oh, to save, right. As you're forcing Pacific Pink into a bad position, but oh no, she manages to get the wind run off, but she is still silenced and she will be just fine. But they will take this tier 1. Slark, wanting to get involved in
that's
fights.
200 gold.
Yeah, that's 200 gold here. Okay, will he chase for more? Gil does have a BKB, by the way. Does she want to fight with this?
Shackle.
Oh, the shackle. It's beautiful. It's onto the Undying, but unfortunately Gil will not get any kind of damage from. We will not get any kind of agility from this. They're going for more. She does have the silver edge as well as the BKB queued up. Can they go for more here? They find Mary. Zip forward, Mary. You gotta get our stuff out of there. She is silenced right now. They silence. They get the silencer onto the storm spirit. But I don't know if they can really do. It's a bit too deep. Now Slark not prepared with the static storm. Oh no, she gonna get busted down. She does. She didn't get her BKB off at all.
And again, another missed static storm right there. Another missed one. That really could have saved them. Like, had that happened right on top of where the Slark had been, might have saved her. But unfortunately, that was just...
She's gonna
die
for it right now.
Yeah.
So she loses not just the carry, but the static storm. It's gotta... If it that hurts.
Yeah, a bit.
That hurts so much.
It's been off. It's been off. A lot of the things hasn't been great.
And not gonna lie, it's a pretty big ultimate. It's a little bit difficult to miss.
Yeah.
Alright, they find the Tiny here. Tiny forced up a zip in from Mary. Immediate silence, but they get the duo, the bait in. It's really nice. But can they actually kill down the Storm Spirit? They're trying to focus fire her down. The Storm doesn't go down at all. Oh, it's a huge, huge mana void, and that just takes out the entirety of Bren Esports.
Yeah, you have. I mean,
Shackle's not enough. Hazelia, oh no, she's gonna go down as well. No mana whatsoever.
Like, okay, if you're gonna play position 4 Wind Ranger, you have to play it as support style. You have to completely change the way you play Wind Ranger. You cannot play it as a core, and you cannot go MKB, which you're probably not even gonna get this game. Let's be honest.
MKB and Tranquil boots, by the way.
Like, you had to go Force, you have to go Glimmer. You must save your team, right? You have to give your team outs because this is the only way you're gonna win.
I think you're looking to land a lot of your shackle shots instead of actually dealing the damage, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, and yeah, I mean, that's without a doubt. But at the same time, you need to save your cores. If they ever get caught in...
Oh no, Slark getting gone on by Mary, or zip in far away, but she manages to get the Shadow Blade off, so Mary will not be able to secure that kill into the Slark. But the rest of team, oh no, they know that Slark, she's got nothing else. She's gonna get the Bissell up, Yule's up as well. The duel is out. It's kind of nice. It's onto the Tiny as well, but Tiny is super strong, super big, not able to get any kind of damage out. Nobody has died so far, but Gil is going crazy. And the longer the fight goes, the better it is for her. She has a BKB, she pops a Shadow down. She's got to run away. And right now, she's Shadow Bladed up. The LC has gone down already. And they got a beautiful Static Storm. Very nice setup right now. Can they kill the AM? The AM is still going down here. Can they get the Soul Rip? The Leap again, very nice. Oh, nice. Very beautiful. They do take down the AM. And now Storm, she's the next one to go, but she's going to zip away. She still has a lot of mana. Can they chase one more? They have the Undying up here. Come on, Slark. You got to get additional agility up here. Right? Okay, leap forward. Looks like Undying. You're going to be dying.
Okay, so Miri right there with a preemptive Yule's on herself to save herself from the shackles, like nullifying that spell, and then she was able to zip out away. Really nicely played by there, but the fact that they got 3, that ended up going down to the Static Storm. That was a perfect one, finally catching out 2, and that's the value that we're talking about and how you can win these team fights. The Static Storm needs to be there.
Static Storm on stationary targets. Alright.
Yeah. Don't need to worry about glimpses?
Don't need to worry about anything. Yeah, right. Just get a double check. Holy crap, the zip in from Mary did so much damage actually, and now they're not gonna have enough damage actually to finish off Roshan. Roshan is so incredibly low, but they zip in forward, they don't find anybody, and now they could have leapt onto Mary actually. I think she could have busted him down. Gil a little bit not too confident, and now they're going back in for Roshan. Roshan is so freaking low. Can they really finish it? They do need this, man. Bren need this. Stay into the game right now. Oh, okay, KJ peeks her head out right now. Now Gil doesn't quite have the Shadow Blade, but will have an Aegis in hand. Holy crap, what a game.
Yeah. I mean, what's the dual damage on LC?
60? 70.
Okay.
70.
So her thing is that she's been going in and basically just saving the Slark, right? Like there was a time that she dueled the Tiny, probably not the best target. But the thing is that if you lock down the Tiny, he doesn't have the stuns, right? So, but for her, she needs to ensure that she's prioritizing the Storm, like the AM. Make sure that those ones are focusing on her so that the team can actually do the damage and have the right amount of burst. Like the Storm right now, being able to zip and zap or whatever and just do all this magic damage is actually destroying the team. And so if we're looking at the kills alone, Storm is definitely going to be tops, right? She's been there. She's been on point. She's just been a menace throughout.
Now she's going for a Lincoln Sphere on her own, of her own.
Yeah, and that'll stop the
completely acceptable, and it's going to be hard for them to break. I mean, maybe Disruptor could do it with the glimpse from afar. You know, always just glimpsing just to break, just to start the fight. I think that's probably the way you want to go, but...
like, how do you... for me, it's crazy to me when I see teams, especially pro teams like this, that have supports that are really not going the support life. You know, like the Wind Ranger thing is throwing me off. It's like MKB
She's going
and
the
going
exact
BKB.
same item that she went when she was playing position 3.
Yeah, she don't care. And obviously, it's like, what, 10 minutes later than when she was a position 3 because she had more farm then, right?
For sure. I mean,
But even like the Disruptor right now doesn't even have Glimmer.
no.
That's still a ways away. But she's
34
suffered,
minutes in.
right?
Yeah.
She definitely needs to be a little bit tankier, but she just needs to hit on those static storms. Make sure she does that, and then they can win the team fight.
I mean, the beautiful thing about supports usually is that you just need levels, right? And level 15 is very, very decent. She's definitely with that level 2 static storm. You should be able to do a lot.
She should. She should.
Okay,
But
smoke up here. Looks like they want to take a fight. They see the AM going in forward, but I think it's a preemptive, a little bit preemptive by
Doesn't
Guild.
work.
Oh no, okay, but she just get bashed. She gets
Nice
the
duel.
duel off as well. Nothing the Lotus Orb is really going to do, and now Pacific Pink, they've got to get out of there. Sherry, yeah, she just gets the last bit of her farm, and then she's gonna get herself out of there. Well, already has the Abyssal Blade, by the way.
Ooh, Slark
Gil
is near.
hunting for more. She goes here.
Got
It
the
goes
break.
forward. The break here goes in here. Can they finish off the AM right now? No, it's just gonna get a blink away. Not
blink.
enough damage because
Where
they
was the
didn't have
shackle?
the shackle. Where was the static storm?
Well, yeah, but, you know, I've
We've
already
come-
moved on
we-
from
we've-
Disruptor.
We've come
I'm
to
like,
accept that.
you know, if Wind Ranger had 4, she could have forced herself and gotten into position to make that shackle. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't think they suffer from damage problems here, honestly. You've got
Yeah.
the Queen of Pain, you've got the Legion Commander who's scaling decently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100 dual damage right now. Fantastic.
Okay. To be honest, I'd probably be one at 200 if I was playing the LC. No, I'm just kidding.
If you were playing the LC, all right, okay. So why don't you go in there and show them how it's done?
I will in my pubs
In your
after this
pubs,
after this
alright.
tournament. I
Okay.
will. How's that?
100 dual damage, okay? Tiny, they actually find KJ.
Oh, the shackle?
KJ gets shackled into the trees. Legion Commander's coming over, does have the duel. Don't quite finish off the Tiny yet. Oh, but pops the Gold Scepter very, very quickly right now. Okay, gets used up as well. No, let her
No.
duel! No, let her duel! Come on, team.
That was really smart by the Tiny, though. Using the LC
Yep.
to make sure that there was no
Delaying
dual damage
everything,
out of
yep.
that because she knew she was dead.
But team, team could have coordinated, right?
Yeah. Again, this is where Hazelia has been super greedy, right? Like, getting any sort of kills, like, you can't stop that. Like, literally, she just need to walk away and stop with the focus fire,
Yeah,
but,
just
like...
stop the focus fire. Like, it's pretty important, right? You give that damage, and I think it was a level 18 duel as well. Yeah, it's a level 18
Yeah.
duel, so it's additional 30 damage.
It's pretty massive, a little greedy. This is where the time you're like, come on, team. You know what I mean? Like, do we want to win this game, or do you just want your kills?
Or do you want to be the core, huh?
Yeah.
You formed in.
Yeah. Oh, God. Report.
It's okay. I think this is just basically like, they want to be like my computer. The team wants to have 4 cores.
Yeah. I mean, they could potentially scale, and that's the beauty of their lineup, but they need to ensure that they get to that stage.
I mean, with the Aegis in hand right now, they haven't really been making as many moves as I thought they would be. They've been trying to set up vision, but look at bot lane here. It's not very fixed. And, the outpost still belongs to them, but looks like AM might be heading over just to get the outpost for a bit. AM is going for a Skadi, actually, for the stats. Yeah, AM's going for the outpost for sure.
Yeah, you got to take that whenever you can, especially with
And,
the 40-minute mark coming soon.
Pacific Pink, they're smoked up here. Yeah, they want to go. They're going to follow and tag behind the AM. Now both teams, let's see how they're trying to deal with this here. Zip in forward, they find Ligaya. She gets stunned up right now. She does have a BKB, but no, the Abyssal's not. It's not gonna give an opportunity to even pop the BKB. Ligaya caught off guard, and the rest of the team. Pacific Pink still making plays in spite of the fact that it is Bren with the Aegis.
I mean, when you find them completely out of position like that, AM was definitely there. I mean, they just, like the storm zipping from literally downtown to all the way here. I mean, it's just really hard to get away. And to try to preemptively blink when you're kind of getting run at, I mean, that's like, are you guessing at that point, right? And Scotty now on the AM.
Looks like they want to try to force the buyback actually from they are the aggressors, even though the Aegis is on the side of Bren Esports. Can they hold this? Yeah, they're gonna pop the glyph here while they try to bait out the buyback from the Legion Commander. And now Slark trying to go for Mary, but doesn't quite have teammates. Oh
he's
no,
got the
Gil, you
break.
jump forward just like that. There is no teammates here. She's gonna pop the BKB, but unfortunately it's not gonna be enough. She does pop the Shadow Dance, so I think it's okay, but now buying time. Mary is gonna zip away. BKB wasted again. Oh no. Okay, so they're going to
Found
get
the
at
Sand King.
least the Sand King with the nice Yule setup by Hazelia. Oh no, she's caught on the wrong side of the Static Storm right now. And I think, well, Cat also, well, she just
Disruptor.
walks in and just, you know, hello. I would
Really
like to
rough
go
position.
and I would like to die with my Wind Ranger too. Bury us together under the same headstone.
Yeah, I mean, just that like kills me because I'm like, you know what I mean? Like the positioning on the Wind Ranger, why were you so far
In
up?
front.
You need to kind of stick to your high ground and just kind of work through that. I mean, yeah, you got the kill from the Sand King, but positioning is more important than anything else. It's not worth your life to just go for that Sand King like that. And now they're going to be behind, especially for this high ground defense.
Even with the Aegis, it is Pacific Pink approaching the high ground. They are 9k net worth lead ahead, and now Sherry will just be hitting the tower. She is pretty freaking strong. She has an Ayaskadi already. Okay, they managed to break the Linkers. The duel as well out with the BKB. Sorry, with the BKB as well. No, she did get the
Nice
BKB off.
ult.
Sorry, she got the blade mail off, and now they're not going to be able to kill Sherry. Sherry's going to blink away. Gil, she's going to be chasing for more. They managed to get the Undying, but it's just a consolation kill. You don't really want the Undying. You want the AM.
Super close. I mean, it was a really nice Yules up on the LC.
Oh,
so
she didn't get the BKB off. I
Yeah.
preemptively said it actually. I thought she would get it off.
Oh no! But I mean, like the fact that LC was used on up actually prevented, saved the AM's life because the blade mail and all that. But she's just the AM living dangerously right now, especially since they're fighting into the high ground, no Aegis. Yeah, that could have been bad. Vanguard in this.
The
with
tower
start.
lifts. Tower
Yeah.
lifts. Oh man, if LC had popped the BKB, that would have been a guaranteed kill. A little
Well,
bit of mistake from the guy there, I
but
think.
Okay, sorry. The LC and the Wind Ranger were dead, right?
Mhm.
Like, where was the
No,
disruptor?
the LC wasn't dead. She had just
Oh,
come
sorry,
back.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wind Ranger was dead still. Wind Ranger and Disruptor was still dead.
Oh, okay. The disruptor was dead. Yeah. Okay.
So that's why she had to pop her BKB to avoid being interrupted by the duel.
I mean, I think that you still
Go
create
forward. The leap forward from Gil? No, but I think KJ just playing around. She goes in this, but I think she's a little wary because Pacific Pink, none of them are showing on the map. They might be, somewhere else. And now, okay, the zip in forward. Ooh, the Glimmer Cape, very nice. Look at that. Glimmer Cape saves lives.
It does. It does. It's so good. And actually, KJ is going E-Blade.
E-Blade. Oh, to stop the duel, isn't it?
Yeah. Stop the duel. Obviously,
Onto
she's got a
whoever
lot
it
of
is.
bursts, so
Yeah.
KJ's really on point. Look at her itemization. She's got the saves of the Force, the
Yeah.
Yules, the Ghost Scepter. Not like
complete utility here, right? Like
This
this is the
is-
correct position for item build to have.
exactly. Well, I mean, for the sake of her team, like I'm not saying that everybody needs to go E-Blade or anything, but I mean,
This is a bit situational, right? It's the
yeah.
it's
Like
just
compare apples and apples, right? In the sense that like this position 4 versus Wind Ranger,
Right.
right? Like you don't need the damage. You need to save your team. Okay.
Team KJ. Okay, they managed to zip on out, but okay, Storm Spirit, she's found again the Disruptor with the even with the E-Blade up. Alright, Mary is dominating. Disruptor does have a buyback, but I think she'll just hold it for a while. Gil looking for more.
Oh.
She's gonna change. Oh, okay, very nice. She gets the Hex as well. I think that's the Princess Knife onto the no, but
Healing
the
it.
Soul Rip again. Can they finish off? Yes, they do manage to finish off the Tiny. They looks like they have to throw the kitchen sink onto the Gil. Going crazy
Sand
again.
King.
They do manage to finish off the Sand King, so that's 2 very nice kills for Bren Esports. The Disruptor buys back, but I'm not sure whether she's entirely needed. Jaina still chasing for more. They find Naomi. Naomi go again. Oh, more Essence Shifts stacks for Gil, and she's very happy about that. Now,
Yeah. I mean, Gil with a
Oh.
really fortuitous Princess Knife. Obviously, that Hex, in addition to,
Princess
the Basher, and the Abyssal at this
All
point.
right. High ground. But look, cutting the creep wave here. It's
Storm.
Mary.
Yeah.
Zip,
Knowing
zip, zip,
situational
zip,
Dota.
Zip, 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 zip.
Whoa.
AM as well. Look at that.
Yeah.
Killing the courier as well.
Yeah.
Oh man, they don't ping out Roshan, and Roshan is up. So I think this will be a free Roshan, but it looks to be, like the fact that just now, even with Aegis, it was still Pacific Pink who were pushing up high ground.
True.
Will this
What?
Aegis and Cheats this time make a difference?
I mean, it should. It should. Like, they just need to fix the lanes. The issue right now is that they're going to be going up against this AM and Storm, who are going to cut creeps.
Right.
Right? So it's going to be very difficult to put sort of any consistent siege pressure on the high ground, on the T3 towers, that is. So it's like you need to, 5-man it. You got to push it. You got to get something out of this.
Okay.
Storm is actually going to go BKB in addition to the Minotaur Horn.
In addition, honestly, the Minotaur Horn is so good because now,
It is.
with Lincolns, right, you'll be like, Storm is like, I'm not going to get dueled. But Slut can still leash the Storm, right? But
Mhm.
with the Minotaur Horn, you just pop it and you're out of the leash.
Yeah. I mean, it's just more mobility unless, it's going to be harder for them to lock it down.
So
But
until Slark, until they break the Lincolns of the Storm, right?
mhm.
Slark can Abyssal or Legion can duel.
I
That
mean,
remains to be seen, right?
yeah. I mean, they have options. LC going with an AC next. A little just bit more damage. Obviously, a little utility in that as well, just because you're spreading out the damage and whatnot. But
So this Hex from the Queen of Pain is also going to be pretty big, huh? I'm looking forward to that. Okay, it looks like both of them, they want the... Ooh, okay, Sherry does have the ninja gear, so they know that the illusion rune just disappeared, so they will be able to find a tiny... Maybe, nope, not quick enough. She gets silenced up BKB as well. She gets the duel, very nice. Tiny's going to be left for dead. Goodbye, KJ. You did good,
winner.
but wait, Wind Ranger on the other hand, it was taken up by AM. Azalea.
Yeah,
She had the BKB, but I think she just got busted down by, Abyssal and all that kind of thing. So yeah, the Abyssal, Manta... Nothing you can really do.
AM's scary at this point.
AM is terrifying. And now, Hazelia going for her own Lincoln Sphere. Very selfish. Unless she's going to put it on the Slark. But I don't think
not going to happen.
Slark is not too terrified. Slark has a BKB of her own, so she's not afraid of any kind of point target spell, from the Storm. Unless there's going to be a really clutch mana void block or something like that. I don't know.
So, okay, while Wind Ranger's definitely going the greedy style of Wind Ranger, I feel like at the same time she's kind of preparing herself for the late game. Like she's giving her team
late game now. It's 45 minutes in. And
but, I still question the build, right? I don't think that this is the right way to go, and I think that they could have actually won this game or made it easier for them if they went the traditional build. But this Slark, man,
this
it's
is
been
the
on point.
closest percentage, honestly, the win percentage that I've seen for any Pacific Pin game. 38-62. So there's a 38% chance for Bren to pull this back in. And look at Gil. Gil is super ultra strong. 15 permanent agility already. Is level 27 DD in the river. Does have a satanic.
Let's do it.
May be able to start doing the man fighting thing, even without what do you call it, mana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need mana.
You don't need mana. There is that point in time, right? Where it's like, but not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Slark is still fine, but again, they need to get something. I mean, right now it looks like the entire Pacific Pink are very scared. They're staying in their high ground right now.
Mary.
Except for Storm, who's just pushing out the lanes and fixing things. Just being a nuisance.
Yeah, Mary is very, very cocky. Zipped up to the high ground. I think gave Hanzelia a heart attack. Okay. Quab has a Hex, but does not have buyback. So this is a dangerous position for her to be in. She has the Aegis, I guess, so maybe that's why she decides, like, you know what, I don't need that buyback. But again, Bren not really making anything work with their Aegis. They're not, actually like gathering up, pushing a particular lane because they know that the AM and the Storm can actually cut the waves. So what do Bren do with this Aegis again? It's not making the difference that Aegis normally makes, right?
Yeah. So you gotta kind of just at this point you gotta just 5-man it and just stick to one lane. Make sure that obviously the mid and the bottom aren't too pushed in. Like I'm talking the top lane right here, right? Like this Slark is actually trying to push the top lane as fast as possible, but again, AM Storm just buying time, right?
Ratting bot.
Ratting, yeah. Just being like,
oh, okay. They managed to find the Undying again, but that's sorry, you
Static Storm?
The Sanking again, but the Static Storm. Oh no, the Yield's up again. She's gonna buy her time, but it's also gonna do a nice setup. Oh, okay. That's a very weird. That was a very, very weird interaction. He got stunned off, but as well she got
bottom lane.
Like bottom lane. They're gonna be chasing for more because AM was hitting onto the Rex, but they managed to glyph that up. They forced them back right now. So even though they get the kill onto the Undying and the Sanking, they're not able to push up the high ground unless mid lane here, they do take another fight down here.
Storm!
Oh, the Storm! Hello?
All the glimpses are poor though. But they're running into every single remnant.
Go forward here. I mean, I don't really care about right now. Oh, okay,
the Prince's Knife.
The Prince's Knife, it's big, it's huge. Okay, can they actually get the high ground right now? Because look at AM again. AM is cutting the creep wave yet again.
Do they have a creep wave? Hang on, where's the latest? It's the top.
It's a top lane. Okay, so they could push in top lane here, and then after that they could go. Okay, the Aegis gets reclaimed already. Okay, so it's onto the Quap already has the Aegis, but they can probably push in top lane and maybe get this top lane Rex here. But no, look at that! Mary being a pesky pain in the butt, buys back immediately. Zips out, clears on the creeps, and well, AM. Look at where AM is.
AM is super fat. Obviously 6 slotted already. is completely changed.
Yo,
right?
that win
It's a
percentage,
50-50.
man.
Yeah.
46 to 54. It was up from 38.
Yeah. I mean, this is what we wanted, right? But again, AM
Whoa.
playing super smart. Like, you want to push? All right, but you're not going to have any creeps. How are you going to go through backdoor? I'm going to consistently. Oh, he could have gotten that career,
Yeah, I
but
thought you would got in that career as well.
he's like Mercy on the Disruptor one.
Yeah.
But look at this. It's like actually pushing the top. It's
All the
completely cut
lanes
it
are
out.
pushed in. You know, I would not want to see Sherry play a Naga Siren or a Terrorblade. I would be terrified. Like, I would not be able to leave my base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if there's anything about this game, though, is that it can be, like, somewhat physically exhausting because you're like a tinker in the sense
It
that you're pushing out of the
is, it
lanes.
is.
And you have to constantly be alert because if you get caught out, you're kind of
You don't
screwed
pay
as an
attention
AM.
to your map.
Exactly, right? So, but at the same time, they're keeping themselves in this game and they're able to win and not, like, letting, Bren Esports get any sort of high ground push.
Okay, they found the AM and saw the blink forward, but no, Sherry
Oh.
weaving herself into the trees. Was that a BKB popped extremely? No, it's not. Okay, but 160 dual damage already to the Legion Commander's name. That is a buttload of damage.
That's a decent amount,
That's
right?
a very
She's
decent
starting to
amount
get
of damage.
scary, and it's
And
only
she's
going to
going
get
for
worse.
a hex of her own as well. So
Yeah.
this is an interesting pickup. You don't often see this, but I like it. I like it a
Yeah.
lot.
Actually, it's pretty good. It's pretty good here. I think it has a lot of value.
You've got a lot of things to break Lincolns now,
mhm.
right? Did you? Okay, so I have a question. There's Princess Knife proc Lincolns.
No, I don't think so because it's not a targeted spell, right?
Oh,
It's just a
not
right click.
Targeted spell. Azalea. She's gonna run
Oh, by
forward.
herself.
Who have they found down here? Oh no, they found the poor Queen of Pain and now going. They could find Gil. Oh no, okay, but she manages to get the
TP?
off right now.
Maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know if the
think
BKB is
she's fine,
long
but
enough.
The BKB is long enough. Yeah, she's gonna be able to make it out of there.
What is the timing on that?
Right,
the BKB.
sorry, the BKB. It's down to 6
Okay,
seconds. Yeah.
all right,
Okay.
yeah.
I think
Because
it's
if
okay.
it was a 5, it might have been close.
Yeah. She gets out there with her life, so I think that's the important bit, right? Like, even though you kind of wasted a BKB charge by not, fighting in there, but
But you're alive.
you're alive. Yeah, I think that's really what matters right now. So Sherry's gonna go in, take down this tier 3. I don't know how they're gonna fight without the Quap. Quap maybe wants to buy back. She gets
The
a
duel.
Oh, the duel. It's out on 2. No, I think it's not gonna be enough. She gets taunted
Static
by
Storm.
the Static Storm. It's beautiful. It's onto here, and now BKB. No BKB on AM right now. AM's gonna fall. And now can he catch Mary anymore? Instead, now the guy they're chasing for more, but they don't have any more catch. The Glimmer Cape right now, and Naomi's gonna go forward here. The Avalanche is not gonna do anything. Oh my goodness, she gets out of there. And out in the backlines here, were they fighting anybody? Yes, they were. They were actually looking for the pesky Sandking. Sandking, you're gonna go down as well. Feared away, but not out of the Sandstorm. But they do take her down in the end. It does cost him a buyback from the Queen of Pain, but
I mean, definitely worth it. I mean,
Worth.
AM and the Sand King for that. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know why the Sand King was sticking around for so long. Obviously, there were 3 heroes that were very low, but a little greedy, probably not going to get out of there alive. It was a one-way ticket to hell, so to speak. But you got the AM. Now is the time to push something and try to force buyback so that you've got a win condition. Storm has already used his buyback. I mean, he's already, like, if he dies, that could be potentially game right there. But, you want to force the buyback on AM and try to do as much as possible.
okay, so now they know there's no buyback on Quap. Roshan is not up yet for quite a while.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
oh,
Roshan is up.
oh.
That was a quick Roshan respawn timer, and it's gonna go the way again of Bren Esports. And now there's a refresher shard there. Who does this go to? Does it go to? Okay, because you see, Legion Commander, double duo, Queen of Pain. You've got double ults as well.
I don't think
Lark, you've got Shadow Dance, and you've got BKB twice again. That's huge.
like to be honest, if Disruptor had Ags, I would have said Disruptor.
Yeah, but Disruptor is a non-factor at this
Why are you so
time,
mean to
right.
Disruptor?
Okay, she's trying.
I'm just kidding. I've
She's-
been mean to
she's-
her the entire
She's
time. But
trying to work her way up to the
Yeah.
the Aghanim Scepter, and that would be like the ultimate game changer, isn't it? Like,
But for
super
okay,
huge.
like and refresher.
It goes to
boom,
it goes
I
to
told you the
Disruptor.
Static Storm is the most
So
important
if
thing
you,
right now.
even if you mess up once, you can always cast it again. Is that the
It's like,
solution?
yeah. All right. He's like, hey, you've kind of been missing your Static Storms. I'm gonna give you this refresher just because, I mean.
But honestly, Refresher Shard is good in so many of the heroes, except for Wind Ranger. You
It
know?
is, but
Yeah.
once she gets that Ags, it's gonna be
Yeah.
game changing.
If she
Assuming she
ever-
can hit that first Static Storm.
That's right.
It's
So the
like-
team lives and dies by her Static Storm.
It
is
really
Yeah.
does. It really does. Like, she can literally win this game if she hits her Static Storm. It's that good. But all you need to do is let the duel happen, put it on top, because I
Yeah.
feel like Legaya's been on point with her duels.
She has been.
And I mean, she's only got 160 duel damage, but
Only.
only. No, really. No,
Only?
really. At 53 minutes, I would have expected about
Oh my
300.
god, I haven't even taken a look at the timing, but it is 53 minutes.
53 minutes.
What on earth? We've been here for almost an hour.
Yeah. I've seen LCs with 200 duel damage at like the
That is
30-minute
true,
mark,
that's true.
right?
But it's been hard, right? Like, they've been so good with the soul rips. They've been so good
Yeah.
with the saves. And
Actually, another thing is that I'm surprised to not have seen a Vessel. Like, against an Undying, it kind of messes with that guy.
But I guess maybe they think it's just he pos 5, so it's not really big. Not really that much a big deal, you know. Can I feel Grant's true side? That's actually super cool. I don't know. I normally go for the 3 Thunderstrike hits because, you know, more damage, right? I mean, it's easy dewards, right?
Right. But the Disruptor ended up buying a gem. I think that's actually a bad call for the team. He really needs to get Ags. Like, that's like the most important thing.
Perhaps Hazelia should be the one getting the gem, but she's trying to go for a Lincoln's of her own. It has so much money actually in the bank. Wow. It doesn't collect interest that way, Hazelia. You've got to spend it,
She's buying it now.
Just make sure she buys the recipe. Oh, she buys everything. Okay, she has buyback as well. And she's carries the gem. Okay. All right.
But Disruptor actually bought the gem, and she passed it to the Wind Ranger. Oh, the Lincoln's popped.
Okay, the Lincoln's is popped here, but now Storm Spirit zipping on forward. They found the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain does not have buyback. She bought. Oh, she has the Aegis. Okay, so that's very nice.
Static Storm,
the Static Storm. No, it's not
but
gonna
the glimpse back in.
It's gonna glimpse back in. It's kind of nice here, but again, it's not enough. Okay, they get the duel. It's onto the AM here, but no, the Soul Rip's gonna be big enough. It's gonna stun her, but it will take down the AM.
Abyssal?
Probably. In the end, no,
forced?
the Glimmer came. It's gonna save the AM. AM's gone down, but okay, Sankey has gone down for the count already, and now they'll be chasing for more. Can they do any more? Yeah, they get the fear. It's on to the Undying, but now, okay, the E-Blade save is pretty nice.
Oh, man, the Static Storm. Everything comes down to that. Everything comes down to that. Like, I mean, yes, she ended up glimpsing him or her back into it, but you make her life easier by doing it right the first time.
Clearing the creeps, man!
Yeah, it's going to further extend this game.
It's so annoying. It's good. This game, man.
Oh, man. And Wind Ranger does have Lincolns, for the record. What is a win percentage right now? Probability?
You want to make a guess?
I think it's like 55% in favor of Bren.
Okay, I'm going to go 55% in favor, 53% in favor of Pacific Pink. 50, wow, 55, you're actually pretty on point. It's unfair. Okay. 50.
Because honestly, I know the logic. I know the algorithm.
Oh, okay. So you are the algorithm. That's why you don't pay DOTA Plus or anything. Right?
No, but because actually Valve is really big on net worth, right? When you see net worth being slightly for Bren, you know that they have a slight advantage. That's usually how it works, unless there's like a hero like Spectre on the enemy team, and then Valve has like their own algorithm.
Right. Oh no. Okay. She gets this. That's a weird interaction again. The Abyssal.
That like reminded me of like 2 planes like flying by each other. Like that was
then
so
they get collided, and then Stark just dark packs the stun off.
It was like a dogfight. Yeah. But okay, one thing about this game, yes, it's game 2, and potentially Pacific Pink can win this tournament with this game, but I do appreciate the fact that they're going all in on this one. This is the longest game of the tournament, at least the ones that we've casted.
I think this completely just, is going to pull down the game average for Pacific Pink right now.
Yeah, but I don't think they care about averages at this point, and they just want to win out and close this game.
I just want to win. Just give me my money. They find somebody up here? No, they don't find anybody here. Storm, Mary, unfortunately, has to TP herself out of this. She has no mana anymore, and now KJ, she's going to get out here. But in the backline, they actually find the Sankey. There's going to be more dual damage going the way of the Legion Commander Ligaya. Holy crap.
She's getting there. She's starting to get scary.
It's kind of messy, huh?
Like, she doesn't need to get, like, I mean, she's practically 6-slotted right now, but the dual damage is the big thing.
The dual damage is adding up, right? She's almost going to have, she's on her way to having a rapier. She's maybe about 3 dual damages. 3 duels away from
3 duels a day.
3 duels away, right? From a rapier, essentially.
Yeah. But Sherry just trying to keep them in.
Sherry playing like HY in the trees.
All right, at what point do you just buy like Ags or Moonshard? Like AM should be doing that, right? Like she's got 8,000 gold.
She wants a BKB because I think that she's just afraid of the static star. Oh, Hazelia, hello. What? Okay, both of them. Both of them are terrified.
Wait, I don't even know
who's running from who, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's running from each other.
I think AM was stronger in that fight, but I think AM was afraid like there was backup.
Yeah, there was somebody from the that was backup for sure. And I think she saw the Lincolns, so maybe she thought like she couldn't burst the Lincolns, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean with the Monkey King bar, maybe Wind Ranger considers switching up her items here to maybe Treads or maybe even Boots of Travel or something like that, so that you can deal with the creeps, right? You can fix the lanes.
But I mean, she still has a
top lane here. Who have they found? It's Sherry. She's got the BKB. She's doing a lot of damage, but Gil is man fighting her. She's got silence up the duel. It's onto the AM right now, but Slime's gonna go down. Unfortunately, oh no! But the Static Storm's onto 2, but again, it's not gonna do enough damage because you are 2 damage. The dealers are both dead.
Why was that so late? What happened?
I don't quite know. And now she's going to go down as well.
Like, when that entire fight is going on, where was the static storm on that? Like, literally set up. Everybody's standing still. Like, if there's not a better time then when?
When I have Aghanims. Wait, she didn't buy a single item actually? Oh, she bought a 4-star first. Because I saw her, she had like 2,900 gold.
She bought a gem at one point. I saw that.
Yeah, but I know she had 2,900 gold, and I thought, like, you know what, you shouldn't be getting a 4-star right now because honestly, the game turns on your 4-star, isn't it? Sorry, on your Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, you see, even with this BKB, it's even more timely, right? Like BKB on the AM.
They really need that X. That's the only way they're going to win these fights.
Okay, they get the silence. It's out onto the AM, but she's going to mount herself out of there right now. Oh no, Hazela, she popped the BKB actually. Okay, the AoE press the attack is kind of nice, but now that the BKB charge baited, and that's your... Okay, it's a 5-second BKB, so whatever. But you know what, Sherry's like, I want your buildings. I've got a double condom on with me. I've got Lincolns as well as Lotus, and they're going to jump immediately onto the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain is going to be... Oh, she's going to go down. She's got a buyback for this. I don't know. She's dead for 123 seconds. Slark is going to come back soon, so maybe she wants to buyback with the Slark as well.
Oh, he's going in, but why are you going in?
The buyback comes out so
Wait,
quickly.
17 seconds for Slark.
No,
he's got to buy back.
17 seconds for Slark. Come on, Ligaia's trying to go in. She's trying to get the duel off, but she's got no more damage anymore. She's got no mana at all, and now Sherry's just going ham. Okay, there's going to be a Glimmer Cape that's going to save the Disruptor for a while, but she's going to go forward, delete the Disruptor. Disruptor is gone for a very long time, but now Sherry, she's got to get herself out of there. The AM, they finished taking the Rex. So I guess they got what they came for.
No, but that was just a really bad fight. I mean, if they're going to go all in with all the damage of the Static Storm and all that. Like,
she's on the hunt. She looks for the AM down here, but no, the entirety of Pacific Pink, they're here to help her out. And now
she's by herself.
She's by herself. Where is team? Where is the Queen of Pain? You gotta go with Gil, you gotta back her up, and oh no, she's not able to get anything out of that.
Like, there's no point in committing the Static Storm and all of the alts without your Slark there, right? And the fact that, like, she didn't buy back, and I know that she wants to save it, but that means your team is giving up on bottom racks. Let that die. You sacrifice that for the sake that you're going to have more time for the Slark to come back without spending buyback. That's like the biggest thing, and they really botched that up.
Okay, so we take a breather for a while because now we have our 60-minute items here. Okay, so I'm just going to take a look at the 60-minute items. What do we have here?
No, I don't think they farmed it.
No, they haven't farmed it yet, actually. Okay.
Yeah, tier 5, yeah.
Yeah, tier 5, but they are out soon, right?
Oh, so, the AM?
Okay, the AM here. Oh, no.
That was like straight out of a movie where you like punch the guy and he was like, no, that's a fake. Like,
no, you. 190 dual damage. 190 dual damage. At this point in time, right? Like, I think whoever wins the fight, you just go up to the high ground and just march straight up to the high ground, and your buildings just melt like cotton candy.
Look at the items.
Oh,
Book of the Dead, Mirror Shield on
the
AM.
items coming out. All right. This is going to be the 4th Roshan, and we both have the Aghanim Scepter as well as the Refresher Shard. So, wait, after the 5th Roshan, do they drop like additional cheeses and all that shit or what?
No, I think it's just maxed out at Axe. I think that's the...
Oh, I haven't actually... Oh, BKB invisible. Okay, I don't know if I've actually seen a 5th Roshan.
I think it's only the same. I think that's like the max. It's like the same thing.
So until everybody just gets an Aghanim Blessing.
Yeah. I mean, look at AM.
It's a
$6,000.
It's a $6,000 item. Okay.
Yeah. AM so fat, he's got Battle Fury in the backpack.
Like, at this point, you don't need it, right?
Like, you don't, but, I mean, you should get Moon Shard, you should get other things, right?
Yeah,
like
Moon Shard, Boots of Travel?
I mean, you don't need X, because you probably get X here.
Mirror Shield.
That's awesome.
Okay, so it blocks and reflects most targeted spells back to their caster once every 8 seconds. Okay, so how this is work against Mirror Shield is basically counter spell, right?
It's it's like counterspell, but it kind of messes with you if they duel you.
All right.
I
don't know if it refreshes, but okay, who's gonna take the? Can you have double two? So the fight it breaks out. Okay, they've got it's a nice Static Storm. It's on to 2, but they've got BKBs on, and now Mary's just running ham. She finds Hazela, but okay, it's a very nice duel. Can they actually finish off the Storm Spirit? Yes, they can. They have managed to, but that's just the Aegis. It's gonna be more damage. But oh no, the Queen of Pain and the Legion Commander, they go off already. They die. It's a dieback, and now Gil, she's left alone. She's gonna be tossed up, tossed down. She does have a buyback, but she doesn't have a team.
And GG was called GG.
GG.
And yeah, I think they've just they just called GG.
GG, just like that, Jaina.
Yeah, I mean, they really didn't have a chance. Even with buyback here, that was just like a disastrous fight, and how they did it. And they're actually DCing out of the game, and they don't want to continue with this. So it looks like they've called GG.
It looks like they don't want to look at the Ancient go down.
Oh, that was super rough.
That was painful.
Who paused it?
I think the game auto pauses when everybody disconnects.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and
then
they're out.
GG has been called, so
Yeah.
that is it. Pacific Pink, they are your FSL Dota 2 Open 2 champions.
Wow. I mean, that
Holy
just
crap.
escalated really quickly, right? But it's again just kind of coming back to those static storms. Like
Meet
if
them
that
in the
happens,
tree.
the fights, like they probably could have won those things even at the very very end. Yeah, that was a really nice static storm there, but look at the dips.
Too little, too late. You know
Like-
what's the insult to injury here that you should
Yeah.
do? You should cut down their mango tree.
No,
I think that's the
that's
worst
the
thing.
ultimate.
Yeah, that's
disrespect.
the ultimate disrespect right there.
That's the
You
ultimate-
eat their
that's-
mangoes and you cut down the mango tree.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Pacific
Woo.
Pink. I mean, 64 minutes. It took him. That was quite a fight right there. I mean, 47 to 35. It was really back and forth. And if you're talking about net worth, 32K. That was like a pretty massive swing in like the last like 2 minutes.
Actually, yeah, they were super close. Remember that they were like 55% in favor of Bren Esports
Yeah.
actually. Oh, that was so close. But I think it's the tilt. It's the tilt, man.
Yeah, that was super tilting at the very, very
Oh.
end. I mean, it was so close. Like if we're looking at look at this dip. Are we
It's
on
a
a roller
roller
coaster?
coaster.
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah.
I mean, really well played at the end of the day, but my gosh, they had their chances. Bren Sports, I really hope that they take this one and not get too tilted, but really learn from this game. Because, like, hey, not a single team has taken a game off of Pacific, so let's give them credit where credit is due. But the fact that you took it out to a 64-minute game, you definitely had an opportunity to win this
For
game.
sure.
And all you need to do is just work on those tiny little team fights just to make sure that you had that. Because there were countless times where AM just got away with a
Just
sliver
a
of
sliver
health.
of HP. That
Yeah.
was so frustrating. Oh my goodness. Okay. But yeah, just looking at the stats at the end of the game here, I think Gil played phenomenally. Like she
Yeah.
kept them in the game, together with Jaina. Okay, Ligaya also as well. I think Ligaya and Gil.
Yeah.
Those two are they really have my respect. Yeah, and obviously, on the side of Pacific Pink, let's not compliment them too much, I guess. We know they did well.
Boo, bullies.
They've done
Boo.
fantastic throughout the entire tournament. So I don't need to sing their praises. You know, their match history just sings praises for them. Yeah.
I mean, they're again one of the best teams, in female teams in all of Dota right
Yeah.
now, and they've just won time and time again. So, you know what I mean? Like it's just a matter of like who is that next team that can deal with them, right? Like who can do that? Like Bren Sports definitely gave up a good fight. They had definitely had their chances, and they probably should have. They probably could have taken game 2, even game 1. They had their chances,
Game
but
one, they had their chance. Yeah.
it's just Dota is one hell of a roller coaster, and making sure that
is,
you're able
and-
to do this is not the easiest of
And
things.
I
so.
think the higher up the higher up the tier you go, right, the quality is your games basically are dictated by mistakes.
True.
So especially in the late game, anybody who makes that tiniest little bit of mistake, then that's gonna be the one that dictates whether you win or lose. Usually, it's not so much of how well you perform, but how
Yeah.
little mistakes you make. Yeah. So.
I'm a little disappointed though that we didn't get to see a game 3. I thought we were gonna go see it.
Yeah, a little bit. I
but-
really thought that in this case, Bren was going to take a game off Pacific Pink, and yeah, but I think you know what Pacific Pink also did very admirably was that during the period when they were on the back foot, they actually held off the creeps from the base for a very long time. Like
Yeah.
Storm was just zipping in and out, even buying back once actually just to clear the creep wave. Sherry cut the creep wave, and they just weren't able to push up high ground. I think at least 3-4 times,
3-4
and that's
times,
what just
yeah.
dragged out the game for so long.
I mean, it's a textbook game in terms of how an AM and Storm need to play and make sure that you're controlling the creep waves is just so important. Even in the late game, just making sure that they can never get anything going on that high ground. And
Yeah.
they had all 3 Raxes just standings, right? So,
Oh, that was painful because I think if you let Ligaya go on to the buildings, she just milled them.
oh yeah, she
Yeah,
would've
and,
destroyed
and Slark with Essence Shift stacks, same thing. Slark had 19 permanent agility, which is pretty good. Dealt 44k damage total. Yeah, so wow, what a game. That was the thing of beauty to watch, and I think we're very lucky, right? We've got front row seats to all these games, and we get to cast them, and then we get to do it for you guys. So
Yeah.
I hope you guys have enjoyed the games that we've been casting from yesterday to today. Please follow FSL Dota 2 and actually all the other games on their Facebook pages as well for more updates on the games and the tournaments, and when we'll be having these sort of streams and all that sort of thing. So. I think we've come to the end of things right now.
All right.
For now.
Let's
We've got
just
different
give it
rounds.
one last shout out to our sponsors, of course, Intel Dream Core, Super Solid, and Yahoo. Without those guys, of course, we would not have had this tournament.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. My name is Holler. You can find me at Holler TV on all social media, like go to my YouTube and Twitch and all that. And they can find you at
Ashley, Rita Wong, same thing on all social media platforms, sorry. So yeah, that's it from us for today. And wow. I guess it's dinner time now.
Yeah, all right. Thank you
you
so
guys are
much.
hungry.
It was great
Well,
casting with you again. And
yes,
I hope you guys, the
definitely.
viewers at
Yeah.
home, had a great time. We had a great ride, and so unfortunately it ends here, but we'll catch you guys next time.
Good things come to an end, but we'll see you soon enough, probably. Bye.